All right, welcome back, boys. Stay Gold
Hell
back at it
yeah.
in 2025. New year. Same channel?
Same channel.
Same
New
channel.
year.
Same great movie tidbits.
Is it new us
Somebody was
or
talking about
Yeah.
changing the name, right?
We've changed it many times. I mean, at this point, what's another one? I mean,
yeah?
Yeah.
You just gotta stay gold.
yeah, right. You're always going to stay gold. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to start 2025 off with looking back at 2024 at our top and bottom. Haven't really talked about it too much at all towards the end of the year, so be nice to kind of get some perspectives on where we ended last year. Should we start with the bottoms? I feel like, right, and then
I
get to
think
the good
yeah.
stuff.
It's been on a high note. Yeah. So start with the bottoms and work our way up. You
Let's
know.
get the anger out early. You know,
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really only had my 10 is kind of surprising, but it was kind of a situation like Noah had said earlier, where I just like kind of threw in a 10 because it's like
At that point.
I didn't
Gotta
really have
round it
anything else
out.
to go on this list yet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I'll kick it off.
Before we jump into the bottom 10 really quick, I'm not including this, but it is like the worst movie I saw this year. But it's not really. It's like half a movie. It's Space Sharks. I'm not going to include that in this. I'm going to start
What?
with one
I
above
figured
Bro.
that.
that.
That's my
Space
0.
Shark?
That one's not even real
Damn.
enough to be included. That's
Yeah,
crazy, man.
It's yeah. It's
What
special.
an
for
amazing
sure.
premise, though.
Untapped, really. I mean,
Like
it was right there.
another sequel to Sharknado, like the evolution
Yeah.
of Sharknado.
I wish it was as good and entertaining as Sharknado, but it truly
Yeah.
it wasn't. So
They had to have
Yeah.
lasers, those, right? The sharks, they shot lasers,
And they're in space.
freaking
they
lasers.
were just kind of invisible, and people just kind of I don't know. It was weird. It was like total screen time of like acting and writing was probably 70 minutes, and the rest was like Windows transition images and stuff. It was weird.
Wow. Okay, well, it's fair that
Yeah.
you didn't include it, but we all know now that it's the bottom. It's the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, Space Sharks sucks. So
I just
there's
want to give a couple honorable mentions before we get into the 10s. You guys watch Red One? It's not in my bottom 10, but it got lucky, man.
it's in mine, so don't worry.
I did not watch that. I probably also would have put it in my bottom 10.
Okay,
Yeah.
It would have been 10.
There you go. Yeah, right at the end. I want to say Longlegs, most disappointing movie of the year, I'd say for me, honestly, but it didn't crack anywhere close to bottom because I just watched a lot of movies this year.
It made my list.
There we go. All right. And then Madam Web, truly so bad it's good, incompetent on like basically every level. But if we were like judging on like movie watching experiences of this year or this last year, it might be like top 3 for me because I had a great time watching that movie.
I know.
Guess it was like you in the audience shitting all over it.
I mean, it was just me chilling in my living room with Emily, watching and just laughing and like just comfy, having a great time. Like baffled at like watching something that. Wow, did you guys watch it?
No.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm looking for
I'll
a
rattle off
good
like
time.
my bad ones.
Yeah.
Here's my honorable mentions, I guess, because like it's kind of funny. The Crow, number 2 on my list for the summer blockbusters. I didn't watch.
What a fall.
Probably would have made my bottom 10. But also like Borderlands and Madam Web and Argyle, Craven the Hunter. Those are probably the worst ones that would have made my bottom 10.
I would say I've watched all of them except for Craven, and goddamn, it's gonna be hard to build any motivation to watch that movie.
The site we watch movies on, for me at least, it doesn't even have like a title picture. It's just the title of the movie and a blank screen.
It's
so.
even half-assed. You know what? Craven.
My honorable mentions, or I guess my most disappointing movie was Maxine. I thought that was like a huge letdown for me this year.
I feel that.
It didn't make either of my lists, and honestly, I still put it. It still got 3 out of 3 for my score.
Yeah.
Wow.
For me,
I gave it 3 stars.
I was entertained, and I would recommend it to people. And I did actually rewatch it when it came on streaming. I mean, it wasn't the best of the 3 by far. I just liked the vibe.
It's got moments. It's got some shocking moments and some fun moments.
And like, I don't know, Giancarlo Esposito, like, I feel like his character in that was just like I don't
He's
know.
having
I
fun.
fucking loved him. He was
Yeah.
fucking hilarious. Yeah, you could tell he was having fun. Like,
Yeah, definitely chewing it up. The most baffling movie for me, and I just rewatch. I did not rewatch. I just watched this the other night. Driveway Dolls. That was
Oh, right, yeah.
that was a head scratcher. I mean, there was moments where I'm like, oh, I see it, but then there was moments of not just moments. The rest of it was just kind of like, what? Like, what was the artistic choice here, or what was the I don't know.
Yeah.
Strange stuff.
It is
Um,
weird. Yeah, it's kind of like
yeah.
a weird shell of a Cohen's idea
Yeah,
mixed with some
it's half of
other
a Cohen's movie.
zany elements. Yeah,
Is it what's its genre? Because I'd never even heard of that one.
it's like
Is it like
comedy,
a
Comedy,
comedy?
buddy movie,
crime,
travel. What is
yeah.
it?
Oh,
Okay,
no.
okay, gotcha.
Black comedy.
I gave it 2.5 out of 5.
I
You know, like it's successful in some regards, but it's not a great experience as you're watching.
Yeah,
It's
I landed on it
Gotcha.
too on that one. It's almost made the list of bottom 10, but not quite. So I
I
just
feel
wanted to
like I
throw that in there. It's
remember it
weird.
might have been something else, but I feel like one of you said it because it's only like an hour and 20 minutes, right? And I feel like one of you might have said that it
If
was even
that.
too long.
it feels long.
Yeah.
It does feel quite long. Like I
Stretched
checked
it.
the time several times for that one.
Yeah, that's rough.
And lastly, it's like in the middle of the road here, but one of the most interesting movies for me was Sasquatch Sunset. So
I wanted to like that movie more, but
me too.
It was good, and it's definitely nothing like it, you know. And
Yeah,
I think about
absolutely.
the ending of that movie a lot, which says something. Like it finally got somewhere at the end for me, but it just took a really long time to get there.
One of the more interesting things about the movie was it was me and my buddy, and then an older couple in there, and I think they were very confused as to what they were watching. So that
They
was
didn't know what they both
was
They're
were
in the
looking
wrong
for.
theater or something.
Yeah.
Like,
They see the poster, it's a nice sunset. They're like, you know what? It's got to be something, you know.
let's check it out.
Quirky.
Is this a sci-fi movie hit theaters?
Yeah.
They were actual
Feels
cryptid
like a
hunters
sci-fi movie.
themselves. They were like fucking looking for.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah. I wonder how many like Squatch hunters went and saw that. They're like, you know what?
Right?
This is their passion.
Too many, I
See what they
think.
got right.
They thought it was a documentary going.
is that
in.
actually what it's about? What is it about? Does it follow like a Sasquatch?
Yeah, it's like a Sasquatch.
It's like a
family.
National Geographic Sasquatch day in the life of a family of Sasquatches.
Oh shit!
Hell yeah,
I feel
dude.
like I would like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about going
Way
to
to
see
go.
it, but I didn't even like know what it was about. That's why I don't know.
It's pretty
I've never
gross.
heard of it, but
I guess
Yeah.
another one in that same vein that didn't make my list, but I want to watch. It wasn't going to be in my bottom, so I'll save it for my other honorable mentions for the top. Sorry.
Okay, we'll get to that later then.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's Hundreds of Beavers. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
dude, I almost watched that one.
Give
That's
it
how
a
I
go.
watched this
I
for a
wanted to
while.
see it at the Music Box, but it like sold out immediately.
Yeah.
So like,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
That would be cool, but
But
yeah.
I've heard it's good. I don't
Give it a
know.
watch.
Yeah.
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's get into the bottom then. Let's start cooking. Noah, you said you only have 4 bottom movies, right?
Yeah, so mine will start at 4. So feel free
Wow.
to do the
Take a little
rounds.
break scheme
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Cool.
Who wants to kick it off? Like we're gonna go least worst to worst of the 10.
Yeah.
Right. Is that
Yeah.
what I'm doing?
Okay. Yeah.
And I think I'll kick it off because I think the one I'm about to pick is probably in your guys' top. Civil
top
War
10?
is my number 10
Oh shit!
for
Oh,
like
okay.
yeah.
It actually didn't make either of my lists, but
Oh,
it
okay.
did have a high rating for me.
Yeah.
Like that was
Yeah.
one that I just left out because I don't know. It wasn't my favorite, but I did like it.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was. So why didn't you like
I'll
it?
talk about it later, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like it because I thought the characters were some of the flattest, boringest characters that you're supposed to be attached to, but really the only character that you find yourself getting attached to is Jesse Plemons' character because he's the only character that's not acting like a cardboard cutout the whole
Wow.
movie, in my opinion.
That's
And
fucking
then
crazy,
the
man.
That's
sacrifice.
You
That's
were
the
end
rated
of the movie.
Jesse Plemons?
I think you need to check your perspective, bro.
Yeah, maybe like maybe
Fucking
rewatch the
therapist.
movie.
The sacrifice at the end of the movie felt like it meant nothing because it's like there's no connection with any of these people the whole time. They're like, "What? You probably shouldn't be doing this," or I don't know. It just felt like none of the characters actually cared for each other, that cared
The
about
bond
anything.
between
They were-
the two, like younger, older, like showing her the
I
ropes.
guess.
I also kind of felt it.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
Them two out of the
That's
rest of the
divisive
group.
movie though.
It's subjective.
Yeah, I mean, it is, and it's not like I get what he's going for, and it's cool, I guess. And the idea of it being so ambiguous was like interesting and a good choice, I think personally. Like that kind of stuff I enjoyed, but it's just the characters for me just didn't land. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair. I think it's like
yeah.
a kind of a rug pull for a lot of people to see the marketing that they had and then
yeah,
have it be about like photographers in a way that's like so kind
yeah,
of removed from everything. But it's something you're not expecting.
But maybe that was the
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, I mean the perspective it
I mean-
takes, I think, is really interesting, and it's like a way different. It makes it a way different movie to its success, in my opinion. But I'll talk more about it later.
Okay. Well,
My
Yeah, I
10.
got one.
I'm not a psychopath or anything, but I just yeah.
Bro, you got
Not a
seven.
fan.
I don't think
Got
you're a
kid.
psychopath.
I mean,
I think
that's
you
fucking.
can,
That's gonna be used against you in
I'm not-
court in like 10 years.
I'm
man.
not saying that I
right.
relate to
This-
Jesse Plemons. I
this
think his
screen-
character had the most like he was the most dynamic
We
character
all
of
get
the whole
called up to
movie.
the bench.
I relate most to Jesse. Wait, let's shit. Okay, sorry. No,
I mean, he does
my-
raise a good question. What kind of American are they? So
right. I mean, valid.
Which part of America?
Okay, my 10 movie probably nobody watched. It's called Slingshot. It's just like kind of a really Slingshot. Yeah, it's a generic sci-fi. It's got Casey Affleck and Lawrence Fishburne and Frenchie from The
okay.
Boys. And they're
Okay.
just classic. Like you got a few hallways, sets built. What's that?
Probably just ran out of money.
It's pretty cheap. I mean, that's what they built a few sets for a space interior, and then they're all going crazy in it. It's really nothing new. There's a cool ending. I don't want if you want. You know what? I'll leave that for if you really ever watch it.
Ooh.
That's the
There's
Now
a
I
the
gotta
black
see
only.
it.
hole in the ship that starts malfunctioning and takes him to like a hell dimension. I'm talking
Okay,
about Event
well,
Horizon.
you don't have
Sorry.
to
It has Lawrence
fucking
Fishburne in it. I guess.
spoils. Yeah, no.
Sorry.
No, it's not even cool like that because it's really just about like should they turn around or something or should they keep going on the mission for another year or whatever. And then Lawrence Fishburne's like, you don't know what you're doing. The decisions you're making are terrible. Blah, blah, blah. You're going crazy. And he's like, you're gaslighting you, motherfucker.
You haven't been to
I
hell
had
like
my coffee
me."
this morning. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
haven't had my
And then
coffee
at
this
the
morning.
end, it's basically like the dude who wants to get out of the spaceship, Casey Affleck, and
This sounds
he
like
does.
it basically sounds like The Lighthouse, but in space.
That's a good comparison.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like they can't get out, and like it kind of sounds like it's these two guys that might be reflections of each other in like the future and past, and like they're
It's
just
not as
going
clever
insane
though. That's
the
the
whole
problem.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do they jerk
cool.
off and stuff, or
do they jerk
Dude,
off?
that would probably
Yeah.
help,
In the same
honestly.
room?
No, because Casey Affleck looks like he's like bummed out and just like not there for it, and
He's down bad. He's down
he's
bad.
just
Yeah.
not there. Yeah. But that's my 10.
All right, so this might be jarring. I don't know where this movie went on your guys' list because I don't think I was in the pod. I put Furiosa at 10.
the fuck,
Yeah, I actually didn't really like it.
brother?
Wow.
Yeah, I felt like I don't know. It was a lot weaker than Fury Road and kind of just unnecessary. They kind of like retcon some stuff from like from Fury Road, and like I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's like it's a fucking male writer writing a female lead. Like I just felt like I don't know. That happens a lot. Yeah, I mean, you could say fucking poor things and stuff like that, but like I feel like it was just like
Hollywood baby.
I don't know, still like just missing the point. Like it was like still like you're trying to make this like a women's empowerment movie, but like she's still like I don't know. It just all around under the thumb of
Dudes in
A
weird
patriot.
ass
Man,
capes
up a
and
patriot.
shit.
yeah, like I don't
Mm.
know. And it
No,
didn't
that's-
even
that's fair.
I don't know. It didn't hit for me. I don't
That's
know.
wow. That's kind of shocking. That's in
Fuck
my honorable
that,
mentions for
yeah.
later.
In my
But-
top 10. So
There we
Gotcha.
go. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But to me, it was more about the.
Wait,
the
but Joe, did
world.
you find her? Yeah. Okay.
Was that-
along with that? Did you find her to be like a strong woman character? Because I mean, I thought that was the whole point. I thought she came across that way.
I guess I thought she was fine. I don't know. I didn't reflect on this movie a lot before we went on this, And I don't know. Honestly, I don't really know why. I just didn't really like the movie.
Just
I
didn't
saw it
get
with
it.
a couple
Hey,
other people,
That's
and we
fair.
had a lot of like chats about
Yeah.
like how it just didn't work. But to be
Yeah.
honest, it's kind of a long time ago, and I don't really remember because it left
We
my
won't hold it
mind
against
immediately
you,
after
just
that.
like you won't hold my Civil War opinion
Right.
I
against
think it was
me.
Everybody's
also
wrong
like
Yeah.
every once in a
Yeah.
while. You know?
I think like what
Yeah.
also might have influenced my opinion on this. I watched the first 3 Mad Max movies before, and
Same.
also
Right.
Fury Road,
Mhm.
and
Same.
Right.
I fucking hated all of them.
Fucking
Except for Fury
hated
Road.
him, dude.
Dude, like the
Yeah.
first one is
Universe
like I
sucks.
get it's like guerrilla filming and shit like that, and George
The first
Miller
one's
did his
rough.
weird fucking film technique where he fucking splices, I don't know, cut out some fucking film strips so it looks like it's going faster and shit. Like it's cool, but like the writing and dialogue is non-existent. Like Mel
Pretty
Gibson's
loose.
family literally goes on vacation when there's like you're in a nuclear apocalypse right now. Like what is
Fuck
going
yeah,
on?
baby.
Hey man, sometimes you gotta
So
get time
yeah,
away.
and then 2 was like
Yeah.
basically just as rough, but like still had kind of a
Two's
story.
decent.
It
Two's
was
decent.
just like I don't know. I guess I just
3 was
I
boring.
don't know.
Thunderdome is like really good to start, and then it just gets weird.
Yeah, I did. It kind of just took a turn, and I'm like, why did this have to go this direction?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Fury
anyway,
also way
yeah.
different
So
than all those. But I
yeah.
respected it
Oh,
for
I
what
also
he was
thought
doing.
like Chris Hemsworth. It was too much. He was like comical to me. Like he kind of ruined part of the movie for me because I'm like, this
Yeah.
guy's supposed to be like, I don't know,
Dang.
a fucking
Wow.
warlord and shit. He just,
I
yeah,
kind
don't
of
know.
agree with that. I definitely can see that. Like he definitely
I
gets
just thought it
out
like,
there a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I loved a minute.
A little handy
Bummer.
sometimes.
Yeah, well, we'll fight back later
But
about that one.
Yeah, that's cool.
Moving to number 9. Let's keep it
Let's
going.
do it.
Yeah.
You want
So
me to do
mine,
this
I
one?
doubt any of you guys watched my number 9. It's called Lonely Planet. It's Chris Hemsworth's brother, Liam. Is that his name? His brother, Liam?
Yeah.
And
The
that
not as
one
handsome, less talented
lady,
version. No.
Well,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
3 brothers actually. The
And
third
that
Yeah.
one
one was in
lady
like
from
Westworld.
Jurassic Park, the
Wait.
woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Laura Dern?
They star in a romance together. Yeah. They star. I think it's Laura Dern. Let me double check.
Whoa.
Now I got me second guessing.
Yeah.
Laura
It's like
Dern.
Is it a lonely
And
planet?
Lonely Planet. She's like an author. He's like a real estate mogul type thing. Anyway, she's like obviously 80 years older than him. They fall in love, all that stupid bullshit. It was just hammy, gross, not very good. Characters were lame. It's just a classic like rom-com type thing that they put on to appease like 40-plus-year-old women.
Yeah. There was
And
one
I
with
was like
Anne
looking
Hathaway
back, like,
last year
yeah,
too
I
that I
yeah.
didn't watch, but it's basically the same premise.
yeah, it's
A lot of
Cougars
fantasy
going
it was
after
movies.
silly.
young-
I'm
youngins.
thinking. Wait,
That
what's up?
was it, right? I thought that was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, no, that's no. I think it's actually reversed. It's like the young person is like, you know what, I'm gonna go for the cougar because then it's like even more
Oh,
of a
shit,
fantasy, you know,
okay.
because you don't have to do anything.
But that is what
As the
happened in
cougar.
Lonely Planet. He was
Yeah.
like in love with this bitch, and he was there with his long-term girlfriend, and she like it was just stupid. I mean,
Mm.
my mom turned it on while she was visiting, and I sat there and watched it with her. And my mom's
It's
got
one of
some
those
good
movies.
taste, and she's got some bad taste. So
Sometimes you catch the
That'll
bad end.
happen. Yeah.
yeah,
My number
But-
9 it might be lower on your guys' list, so I'll just keep it brief. But it's Borderlands, Total Guardians ripoff.
yeah, it's lower on my list.
Yeah, casting
That was in
terrible.
my bad honorable mentions.
Fair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
I think that was in my
Personally-
grossing list. Top 10 grossing.
If it makes you feel better, that would have made at least 10
There
instead
you go.
of
Yeah,
Furiosa, and then
definitely.
it just would've gone out.
I'll just say, my favorite part of the movie was Jack Black. I know that's like an unpopular
Yeah.
opinion for the movie. I think he's partly like a saving grace for that
Yeah.
extra half of the 1.5 stars that I gave that movie.
Dude, what
So,
about
Oh.
Kevin Hart though?
he was terrible. Like what? I can't believe that he was like.
I
in that
haven't
movie.
seen it.
Kate Blanchett, total miscast.
That was
Weird,
just so
Yeah.
bad.
weird
Yeah.
choice.
So bad. And then there's like the WWE dude or some shit. That's like the guy in
Yeah.
the mask. It's just bad. It's you know what it is. It's just bad.
A lot of bad decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, epic flop.
Joe, what you
My
got for
9
9?
is
Alright, Joe, yeah.
Salem's Lot.
Ooh.
Good choice.
It's pretty bad. I don't know, but not as bad as other stuff. And to be honest, well, it got a 2 from me regularly on Letterboxd.
That's what I got.
Then it
Gave it as well.
actually got a 3 out of 3 for my other rating,
What?
which is
Wow.
weird.
How does this work?
But I think that's just like specific to me because like I've, I don't know. I would recommend it to other people I know who watch Stephen King shit or not
Yeah.
possibly have like heard of Salem's Lot or The Dark Tower or some shit like that. That's the only
Makes
reason I
sense.
would
Yeah.
recommend.
Okay.
And I would
Interesting.
rewatch just to see how shitty it is. Because like it was kind of the good bad,
Yeah.
There's moments.
like
Yeah.
to make fun of it bad. I
It was
don't know.
fun.
Love to hate
Dude,
it.
The vampire shit in that, I liked it.
I did like the vampire shit. Yeah.
It's better
So,
than
yeah,
some
I
other
don't know.
vampire shit this
Other
year.
than that, I don't really have a lot to say
Yeah.
about it. It didn't really do that well. It kind of just was all into the place. I don't know. You can tell like they kind of started writing
Too
half of it,
rushed.
then started writing, then stopped for a while, started writing
Yeah.
half of it,
And then they
stopped
finished
for a
the
while,
last
started writing half.
20 minutes.
A couple drafts got mixed up.
Yeah, probably.
Like, we covered that in the other draft, right? It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
We had
I
the
think
character
so.
backstory.
You
that
want to
we-
go back
yeah.
and pick? No time.
so.
No time.
Send it.
Yeah, that's a decent pick. Number 8. This is a documentary for me. It's called Brats.
Brats.
Morbid
Like the doll?
curiosity. No, it's like the
that?
Brat
Oh,
Pack. There's in the 80s.
Brat
There's the Brat Pack with like
Yeah.
Emilio Estevez and whatnot, and
Yeah.
it's made by the dude who's in Weekend at Bernie's. I don't even remember his name because he's pretty irrelevant, and it's like
Yeah.
a very personal journey for this guy on like coming to terms with his place in society 30 years after being a brat. And it's awkward and it's like self-indulgent and it's kind of embarrassing. It's like a weird watch. It's not good. You get to
As
see
bad
clips.
as Weekend at Bernie's.
It's worse.
I guess Weekend at Bernie's wasn't bad. It was just
Yeah.
like
Worse.
fucked up. I mean, like,
It's bad. It's worse. He has like interviews with Emilio and with like Demi Moore and stuff like that, and it's just like so awkward. It's like it just is not a movie you want to watch. You'll be cringing.
Is it because
hard.
like, is it because he's like dealing with being like super famous at one point and now he's not? Like, is it like that kind of? And he's like itching, climbing to be famous again, kind of thing.
Kind of seems like basically there was an article written in the 80s that was like, all these young hot actors and actresses think they're all like going to restaurants and stuff like that, and then in the footnote at the end is like, and then this guy is part of it too every once in a while, and then it like ruined his career, and like now he's like wrestling with, he's not a part of the Brat Pack, but he is deemed it's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You'd have to watch it,
Associated with it.
but it's in the bottom 10, so do you really want to?
it sounds like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like the less popular clique of like popular people in the 80s and like what was going on with them and their drama and shit that I
Oh yeah.
don't really care about.
And at the end, he
Yeah.
interviews the dude who wrote the article, and it is just straight up like, it's kind of almost fucking like Nathan Fielder-esque levels of like embarrassment happening on camera, but not like in an intentional way. Like it's that way.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So it's definitely in the bottom 10.
Yeah, deservedly by the sound of it. Yeah.
All right. Alex, what do you got? Great.
My number 8 is I Saw the TV Glow.
Ooh. A solid
Rating
3.5 for
this
me.
one. It's like it has potential, but then it just, I don't know, squanders everything. Characters were weird. Acting, bizarre choices. It felt like for me, it felt bizarre. Some of the acting choices, especially the main guy, I thought he did a terrible job just acting in general in that movie.
Yeah.
Spoon fed the idea, like, don't give me any room to be like an independent thinker of like, hey, let me just interpret this and get what you're saying. Instead, they're just like, this is what I'm saying. Have it, take it.
Well, what did
drink
you thought that ending was spoon fed? Because to me, that was like one of the biggest drops of the year, where it's just like, take that movie for whatever you fucking think that was, because when that movie ended, I was like, people are gonna hate this movie.
Honestly, yeah. I didn't like walking out of the theater, seeing the end. I'm like, how am I supposed to interpret this? Because like I feel like you could take this in different ways, and like I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
guess the way
movie.
I saw it was I was being spoon-fed the whole time, so it just kind of didn't really leave the ending up for much interpretation. It is
Yeah.
what it was,
It's
you know?
it's like
Gotcha.
here comes the choo choo train, and then you get
Yeah.
it, and then it's like, and it's like there was
Touch.
nothing in the spoon. It's like you fucking
Yeah.
that I said that movie is
Yeah.
it like fluctuates from 1 to 5 stars like wildly. That like
Yeah.
throughout, it's just like it's like terrible, and it's like holy shit. That's the vibes in that movie are pretty cool, I'd say, and some of the things that it's like trying to say about like attachment to media and stuff like that, I really identified
Yeah.
with. But it just is very warped, and it's a lot of everything, and yeah.
Yeah, definitely, and that's how I felt. I'm like, there's so much potential in this movie for it to be cool and good and enjoyable, but it was like psych. So
Psych.
anyway, that was my number 8.
I've got Long Legs at number 8 for me.
But it has long legs. No,
It really
Didn't
didn't
you see the
work for
marketing?
me. I was kind of expecting more, and I also was expecting like no supernatural elements to this movie. So when it started popping off with weird supernatural devil shit,
yeah.
it was kind of jarring for me. But I think that was just because I came in with those expectations, so it made me have a lower opinion of it. But also, I
Right.
will say, I feel like if you had the story where the detective, like, I feel like you should have either went with the detective has a backstory with the killer or the supernatural stuff, but not both.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like the some of the supernatural stuff was
Clunky.
just confusing. And like I don't know, I remember there was specifically like this one scene where I'm just like, how the fuck did this even happen? It was when like she comes back to her house for the first time, and it's like in the middle of the night, and she's like talking to her mom on the phone, and then you hear Nicolas Cage say something in the phone, and like
Devil
later in the
magic,
movie you
bro.
find out that he's like living in the mom's basement, so like he is probably like listening on the basement phone. You see the basement phone on the wall, and I think they interact with it at one point in the movie. But like, so he's like in the basement listening to the phone, or like I guess it could be assumed he's in the house. But then, like, while she's on the phone, somebody knocks on the door, and
mom
like,
knocking
I
on
mean,
her own
unless
door.
it's the devil, like, I don't understand how that could be like Nick Cage. So like, I don't know. The
He's got
sequence
a
of events
really
in
long
in
phone
that
cord in
scene
that
just like
basement.
don't make sense.
Got long legs.
So I'm
He
just
moves
like, I don't know.
fast.
Because then
Yeah.
later though,
Very
she
long
like
legs.
goes out of the house. She grabs her gun, and then goes out in the woods. And then like there's the devil like in the background or whatever the fuck, but then you see somebody in the house and you're just like, okay, so Nick Cage has to be in the house then, right? So like I don't know, it's
Bro,
fucking
you've
weird.
given it too
Like,
much thought, bro, because the person
I mean,
who made
probably,
it
but I'm
didn't give
just
it that
saying,
much
like, it wasn't well thought out. Like, it wasn't smart. You just you just mashed like two ideas together and came up with some
Yeah.
shit. Like,
Yep.
I-
Feel that 100%. I stand behind you. With our
Yeah, I
tiny
mean-
little legs, but we'll make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
all right, cool. At 7, I have Smile 2.
Oh damn! I didn't see this
Oh
one.
yeah.
I haven't watched any of
Yeah.
the Smiles yet.
Dude, like,
We do.
this, I liked the first one, even though the writing and acting is worse than the second one. But the first one, I felt like did a better job of getting you like the concept of like the psychological attachment and like the trauma and shit, and like the
Mhm.
representation of the trauma and shit like that.
Right.
This one,
Mhm.
like, they don't explain or give a shit about any of that. It's literally just jump scares the entire fucking movie. And then you find,
Smile,
which
bitch.
I guess spoilers, but like basically some shit happens at the end, and you're like, okay, this is the situation that I thought was going to happen, but then you basically negated like 90% of the movie because it basically like
Doesn't matter.
would have had to go back that far in the movie, so where like none of that actually happened. Like 90% of the movie just didn't
Yeah,
happen.
so all the
because, like,
conflict just didn't even like factor in
Yeah.
after a certain point.
yeah,
Right.
so I'm just
That's
like,
crazy.
okay, then why did I even fucking watch this? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fair. Damn.
I did
yeah.
kind of like the first one though. I mean,
I hear it's good.
Yeah,
Maybe made me
I don't
want to
know.
watch it.
yeah, people
I
like
think
it.
for me too, like watching Smile 2 in the theater, not that I'm not really used to watching like horror movies in the theater. And like I can do regular horror, but I feel like for jump scares, I just like have like I don't know, I'm like a hypersensitive person most of the time. So like being in a situation like that, I'm just like I don't know, anxious as fuck like the whole
just-
time. I'm fucking
Yeah.
like
Loud
and like
fucking
that's like,
speakers.
I'm
You
like,
with, like,
okay,
a
is it
popcorn.
coming now? Like I
God
don't
damn
know, like yeah, it's just like I don't know.
Popcorn in the back.
It's like
Yeah,
any
behind
time.
you.
So like yeah, it was just like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Joe had
I-
5 buckets of popcorn in that movie, just constantly refilling because
Yeah, like, to bring more out. Like,
Just hovering at the exit,
walking
not wanting to go back in.
Because
Like,
it's not,
"Yeah."
yeah, there's just
Debating.
popcorn like everywhere, like all around me.
Yeah, the train.
People are like flipping and eating shit on popcorn.
Yeah.
Well, my number 7 is also a number 2 movie. It's The Platform 2, Netflix classic
Oh yeah.
Squid Game-esque movie, commentary on class and food and other. I don't know. I watched the first one; it's pretty
Cool.
good. Second one, fucking lame. More of the same, but worse. More on the
Man.
nose. Less good actors, not as good, not as compelling. Gets way too like metaphorical at the end. There's like literally like child like reaching into the air or some shit by the end of it. Like it's that movie, you know.
Sick.
I
My
did
number
watch the new
7?
season of Squid Game. Sorry, pretty good.
I did too.
Oh,
Not
me
as
too.
good
I
as the
actually
first
watched all of the first season too.
for the
For
first
the
time.
first time.
I
Oh.
rewatched it. That first season might be a 5 out of 5 season of television for me. That's
That's pretty damn
amazing.
good.
I don't know.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's pretty
No,
I
overrated.
liked it.
but-
I like the concept. I don't know if I'd give it that. I don't know if I'd give it that high of praise.
That
though.
just the main
just me
guy in
personally.
that too in that first
He's
season.
good.
Oh yeah, he's really good.
Just doing everything. Yeah.
It's
Solid
good.
3 out of 5.
Disrespect.
Shit.
Disrespect. I kind of feel that for the second
Yeah.
season though. Unfortunately, it did. It took a little bit of a step down. But anyway.
Yeah.
The first like 4 episodes of the first or the second season, I was like, okay, I'm on
Yeah,
board
same.
here.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That first
and
then
episode
it
is actually
kinda-
really good. When they're doing
I
the
feel
like-
Russian roulette, the
Yeah.
dude
Oh,
who
yeah,
like gives
dude.
out the slaps, his performance is amazing. Holy,
I
crap.
wasn't even like anticipating like that happening. Like that just came
Right.
out of fucking nowhere. I feel
Right.
like I don't know.
Right.
Just-
Right.
I was like,
Before
Squid
that,
Game's
you-
back, dude. The stakes are so fucking heavy in that show. You know, it's literally life
Mhm.
or death. But then it
Mhm.
kind of gets more into the games and kind of loses itself. But
Yeah, I
Little
feel like
bit,
it
yeah.
just like slowed down the pace at the last half of the season because they had
Yeah.
to stretch it out to 2 seasons. Otherwise, I
unfortunately,
feel
Yeah.
like they could have added like 5 more episodes on, and then they could have just
just end it.
had it
Yeah,
pretty good.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, moving
Yeah, I
on.
almost feel-
My number 7 was an Apple original. You know, there's a common theme with a lot of these ones in my bottom. They're just fucking boring.
Is it that one with Casey
Right.
Affleck and Matt Damon?
Yeah. The Instigators.
Man, 2
That
Casey
one-
Affleck movies in
Little
our
Instigators.
pockets.
Right?
It's like
Yikes. Not
Casey
looking good.
helped write this movie, and it feels like it just because Matt Damon's
feel
character
that
is so
energy.
fucking boring, and like Casey's character is having all the fun, and he's just like, haha, you and my brother think you can make an Oscar-winning movie? I don't know. It was just, it was
It's
weird, and Ving Rhames
Spiteful
seems like
little-
he's like on life support in that movie. He never takes his gloves off, and you don't see him actually like move his arms. So I'm a little worried for my boy Ving, but
he's in
boy.
that
Yeah.
phase of the
It
career.
looks like he dies in Mission Impossible in the new Mission Impossible.
It's the final reckoning, dude. Somebody's got to
I
reckon.
don't know.
Yeah.
someone's got to do it. It ain't gonna be Ethan.
Someone's gotta
So
reckon.
help me.
Ethan's not gonna reckon shit. No, yeah,
Shit.
that's
So, yeah, that's
good
it.
pick. Good pick. Are we on to 6? Moving on.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
6
Guys,
for
I'm
me.
almost. I could
Yeah,
almost.
we're
add
Noah's
mine.
almost in this thing. Let's go. Let's get to 4. Mine's a
You want me
Christmas
to
movie.
snake it until you mice it? Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. It's Nutcrackers. It's on Hulu. It's got Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
Aimless, goalless,
Oh,
not
yeah.
funny, but it's trying to be like a comedy drama, but it's nowhere. If you watch Prince Avalanche, it's like baffling. It's bewildered. Like it's the David Gordon Green movie, and his movies are fucking weird, man. Bad. Anyways,
Cool.
moving on.
Yeah.
My 6 was Speak No Evil.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't watch.
I don't know.
Didn't get around to watching this one.
Kind of fucking boring, and like kind of.
I
don't know.
I did to watch like somebody break down the movie, and it's like the complete opposite of what the original was, at least
Oh, there
plot
was an
wise.
original. Oh shit, I didn't
Yeah,
even
it's
know that.
I don't
Called
I keep
Speak
saying
Evil.
Argentinian. It came out like in 2022, so
Yeah.
like
Pretty
fairly
recent.
recent, or
Oh, wow.
2021,
Yeah.
and it's really good. And like I don't
Huh.
know, I enjoyed it, and it actually had like some good suspense, good like metaphors. But when I was watching what this one's about, it just kind of takes that one and puts an American spin on it of like I don't know. So
Gotcha.
It felt like the
you should
most
check out the
generic
original.
movie of the year, and that's why I
Yeah.
didn't watch it. I
I
was like,
think
you know
I will.
what?
It did. It felt like pretty generic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I wanted to like it, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, my number 6. We're on 6, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo.
Bizarre movie.
Yeah, I
Strange.
think I put
Absolutely
that in my.
baffling what's going on in this movie. Like they're trying so hard to just like knock your fucking panties off.
That's what like happens when you go like it's like Jordan Peele like Blink Twice, like that's like, you know what, that one
Yeah.
kind of did the job, you know.
Right.
And then you get one like this where it's like, holy fuck, dude, we
Yeah.
we went way off the
Missed the
reservation
mark.
here. Like, yeah, we went too
Yeah.
far.
Whoever made this was like just an A24 fanboy, and they were like, "Let's fucking do it."
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wild
It
and
was-
artsy, and who knows what the fuck we're making? Am I right?
Yeah, I
Crazy.
have a different A24 movie that's like higher in my bottoms list. It's exactly that, pretty much, or at least like the artsy shit.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right, bottom 5.
I've-
Bottom
Yeah.
5. Here we go. My 5 is The Watchers. So
Oh, that was in my.
Shyamalan.
That was in my fucking honorable mentions.
You watched this one?
No, I didn't. It was in my
Oh,
honorable.
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't mention.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
it was on my
Shyamalan's
list.
daughter.
I haven't watched.
Shyamalan's the producer. His daughter makes the movie. Tries like some of
Goddamn
his
nipple
tricks.
baby strike again.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
for my number 5, I have a different Shyamalan movie with his daughter. It's called Trap.
Another one.
yeah.
Another
Shit.
nipple.
Yeah, I fucking hated the
Hey.
movie.
I liked
would have
it.
put it higher, but there
I'll
were
fight.
just other ones that were bad. Yeah, it got 0 out of 3 for me.
I also
Fair.
didn't like the movie, so it's
But
not.
I mean,
it's like-
I put it as 2.5, but like as far
I
as
think
the
I put
question,
mine as 2.5 too, but yeah.
There's something going on in
Yeah,
that
it's-
movie. There's fun. There's like acting.
Josh
I
There's
didn't have
performance.
fun.
is great in that movie.
It's that's what I'm
and
saying. There's
that's it.
stuff. There's like it's stuff happening. The Watchers, nothing happening. I swear to God, like there's nothing going on. So at least be happy that there's a trap in the movie.
wait,
Trap.
there's nobody watching them?
There's you never see who's watching. It's spoilers. Apparently it's
seriously?
Pixies. Apparently it's all about Pixies.
Ah.
Yeah.
But who the fuck
All
knows,
right.
Yeah.
man? Because I don't know. It's bad.
Ah. Oh, is that like some like weird fairy tale like lore shit?
But
About
it doesn't.
Pixies
it
that,
tries.
Like,
That's
nobody
what
knows because
it's trying to
nobody
do
knows
shit
Pixies.
like that, but it
Right.
has no. It did like no research before it made the movie. It's like it read some cliff notes and it's like the fairy book.
I
could
You
do
know,
this.
like yeah.
We've been in some
Yeah.
situations like that before with the
But you don't-
Dracula dive.
you don't make
Right,
a
yeah.
movie.
Fucking the meter one.
Whatever.
I feel like that's Shyamalan's most
Yes,
recent.
you
That's like
do.
his vibe. Is like read a quick rundown of something for like inspiration, and then do whatever you want. Anyways, you know what I mean? Like what it feels
Back
like.
at the cabin for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
My number 5, Under Paris, the shark movie that is extremely fucking boring.
You watch all this stuff?
Not sure.
I love shark movies. That's the thing. How do you fuck up a shark movie? I'll tell you how. You make it about environmental activists, and then you say, "Oh wait, we have to put sharks in this? God damn it! All right, let's see what we can do." Catacombs, fucking cool. No, it sucks. It's boring.
Hmm.
It's
What
on
did you
Netflix.
think of the Meg? Or
The first
Meg
one?
did.
Oh,
Fun. The second one completely lost the idea of what it was about. They threw the Meg in the last like 40 minutes, and they're like, "Oh shit, we forgot. We got to put the Meg in this. It's not just about
What's
them
the movie
doing
called?
like oil rig shit or whatever they were doing under the sea.
Mm.
Fuck, we gotta put the Meg in here. Yeah.
Not
So
about the
disappointed in the
sharks
second
anymore,
Meg because the
man.
first one's fun.
Yeah,
I just
bring
Everyone-
back
where are we
sharks, bro.
Yeah, get back to the sharks.
That's what I'm saying. Do me a
on.
fucking solid. Make a fun shark movie for fucking once. Anyway,
Alright. Yeah, Shark
Yeah.
Tale. Come on, we need more like Shark Tale.
Please,
Remember that
Will.
one?
Will Smith, come on, my
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
You're the only
all right,
guy.
Noah, kick us off at number 4.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Noah, what do you got?
I put and I almost put this into my top 10, but I put Godzilla and Kong: A New Empire. It's one of the few that I
Okay.
saw.
Hey, if that was like in my 14, I would have put that in the bottom too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I like
I
those
had-
movies. They're fun, but like there's no story, through line.
For my
Yeah.
3 questions, I did give it 3 out of 3.
Hey, there you go. So yeah,
It's decent fun.
like it's decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to the one they just made though, it is nowhere close. That one's clever.
You might
That
as
one's
Oh,
got pace and like intention in like the cuts.
mhm.
The new one is just like story. I don't fucking
CGI,
know.
baby.
Yeah,
CGI
send them
fest.
underground.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Monkey Kingdom.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Kong, baby.
Old
cute.
fucking natives that can talk to you
They can
telepathically.
they can do the
Yeah.
gravity shit, right?
I don't
Is
know.
it?
They
Something
speak
like
through
that.
through
That weird
thoughts
fucking
and gravity.
diamond pyramid. I don't know.
Gravity, yeah.
That's
Mhm.
all I remember.
Mhm.
Somehow
King Kong
connected to
science.
Skull Island.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways,
My 4
That's
is
my
Abigail.
Oh,
I don't know.
really?
It's just pretty bad.
Yeah, I
Did you
gave
put
it
it
2.
higher?
No, I have it 2.5 stars out of 5, but yeah.
I also gave it 2.5.
Yeah.
I didn't see a lot of bad movies. This was pretty bad, but still,
It could have been so much better, man. Like it's
Yeah.
fine.
I looked it up after I watched it, and it kind of made me feel bad because the dude who's like in Euphoria was in this,
Rest in
and they
peace.
left him in, but he
Mhm.
died before he could finish filming. They just did what they
Mm.
could. And
See.
his acting, like, I'm sorry, rest in peace. His acting's really bad. Like, it was so bad.
He's the best part of Euphoria. So if you really want to see him,
Oh yeah, I
do it.
agree with that. But
Yeah.
like, he was terrible in this movie. I'll say that. Like,
Yeah.
I literally think that they like stretched out like his dialogue, like made his parts literally go slower. Like it's like he draws out his speech like so long. It's like so unnatural.
Yeah.
So yeah. But then also, I don't know. It's basically just like a vampire's in the house and they can't get out of the house and it's murdering people. And there's like there's only like 5 people in the house. So like, and obviously one of them dies immediately because they only filmed half his scenes before he died in real life. So like you only have 4 characters really who are getting hunted by this vampire and it's just like not enough material.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was just
feel
boring.
that.
I don't know.
I feel that. It was clever in its premise, but it just never really got to the entertainment level that you want.
Sure. I wouldn't call it clever, but yeah.
Wow.
For better or for worse, he'll be remembered for his.
I feel like Giancarlo Esposito's in this, and like I feel like they totally squandered him. Like they wrote his character like so fucking goofy and hammy, and like he can do it. I don't know. That's what he does in like fucking Star Wars or whatever the fuck. But like, just really underutilized.
The main dude is Dan Stevens. I think that's his name. He's in Cuckoo and he's in Godzilla, the new Godzilla. He's I would like him,
He's
but
the dude from Legion.
Yeah, I like him, but he's doing the same thing in movie after movie after movie, and I'm getting tired of it. I'd say, but
he's really the same guy.
Yeah, it's fucking Dan Stevens.
All right, what's everybody else's for us?
Yeah, my number 4 is Lift. You remember that Netflix movie with Kevin Hart about a plane?
Nope.
Hell
So
yeah.
just like
Exactly, man.
easy.
Just
shitty
it's
movies.
just big budget schlock nonsense, probably written by AI, calculated for the middle of all population of the world for Netflix, awareness of eyes, and it's like this. We did Kevin Hart say a joke at this, then the plane is a dip at this. It's like it's dumb, bad.
Fuck yeah.
Cool.
My number 4, The First Omen. Talk about a movie where they're like they put jump scares in it just for jump scare sake and adds nothing to the plot and like
Hell
actions of
yeah.
these people that like one of the scenes a woman like burns herself and jumps off a roof or something. I don't know. It was some bizarre bullshit, but it like
Some
meant
happening
nothing. So
shit right there.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
just stupid. So yeah,
Is
shit
that
movie.
Russell Crowe?
No, that's
Different
the Pope,
religious one?
the Pope's
Another
exorcist or whatever.
exorcism.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah, First Omen is like immaculate but worse, and immaculate's not great. So
Dang, man. Nice to know the scale though of shit horror
yeah,
with religion undertones.
yeah,
At the
yeah.
top, Heretic.
There's one really good one. Yep, Heretic's top 10 for me. So
Let's go. All right, let's get through this
yeah.
shit. We're in number 3. All right.
Yes, number 3. I'll just continue. The Crow, boring as
Cool.
fuck.
Hell yeah.
Bad.
I'm glad
Bizarre
you put it that high.
choices.
Bad. Decent action though. Like some of the action,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Redeeming,
that's dynamic.
redeeming stuff.
Yeah.
But there wasn't enough. That's the problem. There wasn't enough action. It was so fucking boring, and then the action finally happened.
And then if you watch the original,
but
it
yeah.
just lost everything that the original had going for it. It's just like a toned down, watered down, lame version. Edgy. My number 3, Self Reliance. You remember the Jake Johnson movie that came out at the beginning of last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm too hard on it.
Exactly. Forgot about it.
Exactly. It's like that one. Sometimes I think I'm too hard on it, but then I remember my experience watching it, which was like actively like my energy was being drained.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? You're taking more from me than you're giving from, and that's very rare that a movie does that for me. And I was like,
yeah,
I'm in the half-star ratings now, and I don't really get there very often.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
I like Jake Johnson too.
Movies.
Right.
I don't know if I do either.
What'd you say? You don't have any half stars?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. I'm trying to like widen my scale a little bit, So.
Yeah.
Movies.
I kind of get that.
Just gotta call it how it is. Yeah.
Never again. What you guys got?
I have Ghostbusters: The Frozen Empire.
Damn.
Again, I don't remember shit from that movie.
That movie's
was
kind
a
of
Ghostbusters movie, I guess.
Yeah.
When you said Ghostbusters leading that out, I was trying to think, did a Ghostbusters movie come out this year?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's already left the consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I remember the first one ending and you're like, oh, you get a little Harold Ramis at the end. It's like, oh, there's some heart here. And it's just gone in that one. I just like I don't know what happened, dude.
At least
Paul Rudd couldn't save it.
Yeah. Get some of those.
Yeah, they got
vibes.
the station or whatever. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I couldn't tell you what the fuck happens in that movie.
Well, Frozen Empire or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Ice for sure.
Yeah. Ice
Still on 3?
Yeah, I got the front room. This was the A24 art movie that I was talking about. Basically, I don't know. There was a lot of like subplots that just like didn't develop into anything. It was just kind of like weird and kind of just like I didn't really know like what I was trying to get out of it sometimes. Like there was just weird religious shit that happened and it kind of was pointless. It didn't really mean anything.
Is this a drama?
But there was definitely like a supernatural aspect. It was kind of a comedy. Maybe a comedy horror. There was like a lot of weird homages to like famous art pieces though that did actually like have an impact on like what was going on in the story, or at least like they had a connection to what was going on in the story. But yeah, it just like didn't work, and it also was written by Robert Eggers' brothers.
Trying to break in.
Interesting.
I gave it 2.5.
Bummer.
Stars.
Dude, I remember
0 out of 3 for my other shit.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember reading the Da Vinci Code and being like blown away with how much it did with like art, history, and religion all like rolled into one. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of room for that stuff, for like, just like artistic decisions,
interpretation.
Yeah.
I haven't even heard of that movie, so I guess it's not worth watching, right?
So. Yeah.
No, sir. Is that all 3s?
Number 2, I have Red One. Soulless, lifeless, I
Corporate Christmas,
I don't know.
baby.
Words cannot fucking describe.
The Rock is playing it like he's going for an Oscar, like a huge fucking serious swing in the acting direction there. Not sure what he thinks playing a fucking muscle-bound elf is gonna get him in life, but
Yeah.
it was just one of the most bizarre things I read was when The Rock he said, "I saw Oppenheimer, and when I saw it on IMAX, I thought that's what I wanna do with Red One." Like, okay, sure.
It
said
needs to
that?
be seen.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, he said
crazy.
that.
Biggest screen possible. Yeah, I watched it at home. Thank God.
I
Thank you.
watched it on the last day of the semester last year. None of my kids watched it with me. I sat in the front row of my class by myself and watched this movie
I
as
put my
they
head
sat
down.
behind me on their Chromebooks. So,
Wow, that's
Wow.
crazy.
yeah.
And they didn't even watch it. Like they could have watched
No.
it.
No, they didn't watch it. Yeah, they
Wow.
didn't even show any interest.
Alright.
But they were
Yeah.
like, "Why are you continue watching this if you don't like it?" I'm like, "I have to. I'm committed. I have to
Yeah,
know."
right. I've gone already halfway through the movie. Bro, Chris Evans in the movie too. Like, I don't know what his dialogue is, but it's some variation of, "What do you mean I gotta do that? What do you mean?" It's
Yeah.
always something like that, dude. Like, it's just
It's so
annoying.
weird. Such weird things. And they like ham fist the whole like redemption arc between him and his son. And it's just like, really? This is the life you want to inject in this fucking Christmas movie? Sure.
Yeah, this like thief's son's
Yeah.
relations.
Fucking
Fuck
bizarre.
out of here.
Yeah, like
Uh,
people were raving about that movie too. Yeah, or at least like
Some
in the
people like it.
comic
Yeah.
discourse. Yeah.
Some
Crazy.
people, I think,
Not
just
me.
went to the theater and they like have such copium that they like spent the night going to the theater
Yeah.
that they're like,
They
that was a
think you
good
think it-
movie, don't you think? It's like,
Yeah,
no, fuck no. Like,
That's a classic Christmas
that to
movie right
yourself.
there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
add it to the list.
Yeah.
That's
Number
crazy.
2 for me, Harold and the Purple Crayon. It was a
What?
fucking mystifying experience watching that movie. It's Zachary Levi in a blue jumpsuit, and he's got a little purple crayon, and it's like these CGI things. And
Oh,
he's
like
like,
Chalk
okay,
Zone?
that could be cool. It's kind of,
Hell
I
yeah.
guess, but like, worse. Way worse.
Yeah.
It's got like a family. It's a family movie, so it's not for me. It's not. I don't have kids or whatever, but I wouldn't show this movie to my kid. That's the barrier, I think. It's like, would my kid enjoy this movie? Hell no, not nowhere near my kid. This one, so
Gotcha.
Cool.
Nice.
No, what do you got?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, twos, right? I have Carry On. You guys watch it? It's a Netflix one.
That movie. Yeah.
Damn!
Thank you
Dude.
for that.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Fuck that movie.
That
Hell
dude,
yeah.
that was just a that was just a nothing movie, dude. Like,
There's some things. There's
Ah,
some
yeah.
things.
you think
No,
so? All
there's
right.
the Jason Bateman. That's the only thing I'll give that fucking movie.
I don't
That's a
even
good
know if
thing.
I'd give him that because I don't.
No,
I don't think he was,
the
dude. No.
uncaring, just like all business. That's him, man. He doesn't give a shit. He just wants to go home.
Yeah, that's. Yes, maybe that's just because I'm like, is he just playing Jason Bateman? This feels like Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You know.
100%. Yeah. There's at
But-
least like there's one sequence in that movie in the car where it like flips upside down
No.
and there's
I-
the
I
camera's
st- I'm
like on the
against
that.
gun, and you're
Dude,
like, oh
that-
shit,
against
she's
that.
getting strangled, and then that I
See,
was like, I
wanted to like that, but I was like, did they just take that from like some Kingsman shit? This feels like they're like, oh, we got Taron Egerton, let's do some
They-
Kingsman shit.
That's
They-
like the only
they did
action
that
sequence that I liked.
It is.
It was like the Raid 2
So
where the
good.
guy was an actual fucking like the cameraman was a seat, like he was dressed up as the car seat so they could do it all practical, no CGI. I want that fucking commitment.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't want CGI bullshit. That's all.
When you're gonna have CGI bullshit, at least it's used sparingly in ways, with Carry On.
I guess like
Yeah.
it started out as like a oh hell yeah scene, and then it just was like, oh, this kind of looks bad if you actually like look at the CGI.
Mhm.
But
It was mostly that end, like final moment that really caught my eye, which was like, is she gonna get killed? I don't know, probably not.
Yeah.
But the way it was
Mhm.
shot
Definitely.
is like she's getting strangled. You don't see her gun at all, and like the way it is just
Yeah.
some things, but
that was effective.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, I liked like the 3D printer gun too. That was like clever. You're trying
and
to
how it's like actually feels like it's breaking, or like you can feel
yeah,
power it
shoot
has,
so many
kind
times,
of.
whatever. Yeah. Clever stuff, but overall, I was like, this is just action schlock. I was like,
Thank you.
yeah,
Come to
Appreciate
pass the
that.
time.
you're welcome. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, are we on the number one worst movie of 2024? Is that
I
it?
didn't do my
Oh, you got
two,
two?
but yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I bet Joker
Yeah.
2.
What was it?
What was
Yeah.
it?
Joker 2.
Ooh.
Second Joker movie.
Been so close to watching that
Yeah, like
multiple times.
I tried to give it a chance, like going into it, because like I mean it got destroyed with ratings and shit.
Yeah.
But it was bad. It like really didn't need to be a musical. Like a musical should
Oh.
bare minimum have like your musical elements like move forward the plot in some way. And it was like let's end every scene with a musical number that basically has nothing to do with the plot. So
What
like
plot though is the real question.
and then like I guess spoilers at the end, you find out he's not even the real Joker. And it's
what?
like, why did I watch either of these movies? Like, why did this need to be the Joker? Like, I don't know.
Todd
Yeah.
Phillips is angry.
It's
That's why.
bad.
Yeah.
It's just so
So, yeah.
boring too. It's like the worst sin of a movie is just like
Yeah. Like, I watched
Yeah,
it just
sure.
on Max or whatever because I don't know. I was just trying to fill out my movies for the year or whatever. And I don't know. It just came on. And I just started skipping through the musical numbers. It's like they were just so bad.
they're pretty rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's cap it
I
off.
didn't even know it was
Worst-
musical.
It's really loose,
Yeah.
but let's
Yeah.
finish this off and let's get to a lighter place. I want to get my heart
Yeah.
lifted.
My
on
number
high.
one is Moana 2.
Cool.
Dang.
Yeah. And I remember liking the first one,
Give it to him.
but
Tell the kids.
Fuck Disney. Say it
Fuck
with me.
Spirit.
Fuck Disney.
yeah. Fuck the corporations. I mean, again, it's like one of those things. Like I don't have kids, so maybe if I had a kid and brought it, they'd probably fucking love it. You know?
Listen. I have kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I go watch that movie, I'm not gonna like it. Okay. The kids aren't gonna influence you guys. All right. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just a fucking maniac. But I'm
You
just
gotta heard
saying.
that about the Civil War comments.
I'm just saying. No.
Yeah,
No,
I don't
okay,
think
so-
I'm gonna show my kids the Moana movies because I'm not even like huge on them, and the second one is just
Yeah.
so much lesser of even the first.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the music was not near as good. The only part I will say, the part that I was like, oh, my heart, I feel something in my heart, is like Moana has a little sister, and whoever animated that little sister is like, good fucking job. She was
Yeah.
cute as hell. But other than that,
I'm gonna pull your heart in.
yeah, it's like,
What?
yep. Yeah.
Disney style motherfucker. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
My number
Maybe I'm a
one.
psychopath or something.
Yeah,
You
What's
guys
that?
got me worried a little bit now. I'm really doing an introspective.
yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
mean it's all just based on you. That's what I was thinking. Like when I made my list, and I'm just like, this is my bottom 10 and my top 10. Like for me,
Right.
like not
Yeah.
other people. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Because I feel like when we do a director's dive or something, they usually match up or should be similar, kind of. Because like I don't know, we're all going over them together. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is like
we're
different.
analytical.
Don't feel bad. I feel like.
No. Yeah, no.
All right, man.
What do you
What you
got?
got?
Yeah, number one, easy, low hanging fruit, Rebel Moon, Part 2, the Scar Giver. That
Fuck yeah.
classic
Oh, Snyder.
sci-fi epic you want from Zack Snyder. Fucking terrible. They can't conceptualize a story anymore, it seems like. And like people fall back on like his visuals are good. And to be quite honest, the visuals in that movie are not good. They're muted and they're like ineffective and they're fucking ripped from Star Wars in every like regard and every other thing you've ever seen. And to be like, it just feels like a waste of time and money and like straight up like computing powder. Like just I don't know. It just was a waste.
But
The
did you watch the
fucking-
unrated version or?
I don't know.
I hear
watching
you
the
see
director's
titties.
cut. Really?
Dude,
Space
yeah.
titties?
I don't think it
I
would have
think
been. Yeah, it wouldn't have been
Three
your
of
number
them?
one, dude. You got to watch the right version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why didn't you
Yeah.
release the right version, my guy? Like,
A Snyder
But he's
cut.
He's
Zack
got to
Snyder,
release the
bro.
Snyder cut later
cut.
after he
Yeah.
gets removed from the
Nah.
position.
It doesn't work on me anymore, guys. The tricks are like I've seen
Yeah.
through the facade, and I'm done with Snyder. And worst
Mhm.
move of the year, just
Yeah,
you
he's
had
pretty bad.
nothing.
Alex, what do you got?
Fair.
I have Borderlands. We already shit on that a little bit. Boring, lifeless, confusing, casting all around. I think the movie would have been at least 2 times better. That's giving it 2 out of 5 stars in total if they just casted like nobodies in this role, like people who actually like the game Borderlands, because they might have actually given a shit about what they're doing on the screen just a little bit. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yep, yep,
All right,
yep.
Shame.
I had Megalopolis at number 1.
Nice.
This is a shit show by far. Like this I rated a 1. I might go down because like I don't
You're
really
gonna
have
go with the
anything
half?
below 1. This is my lowest rating on Letterboxd. But like the movie before this, Joker
That's
2, I
crazy.
gave 2 stars.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was
Damn.
just bad. Like I straight up think that like somebody taught Francis how to use ChatGPT, and then he just used that for like 90% of the script. I was
I
reading
could
that he
see
like
that.
he told the actors and shit to like improvise as much as they wanted of the dialogue, which kind of makes me think that he just used AI. And yeah, he
'Cause
really
he
didn't have a
didn't
lot
fucking
to
write it to
say.
begin with?
It was like he tried to use like literal symbolism to like mean specific things, and it was just like
Hmm.
I don't know, two hand fist, like too obvious, I guess. Like I don't fucking know. Like it just like I don't even really know what he was trying to say with the movie. Like
Yeah. It's not smart
I
enough
don't
to
know.
be a satire. It's like wanting so hard to be, and
Yeah,
like
like
it just never
yeah,
gets there.
like people were laughing in the theater. Like they're like these people are having a serious conversation basically, and like the main character's wife died under mysterious circumstances, and they're just like that's just in the background basically. And this woman comes, and they're like having this conversation on these I-beams, just hanging in fucking New York City or whatever the fuck they are, New Rome, I don't know. And just
New
mid conversation, he's just like, "I didn't kill my wife," and you're just like, "Wow, that was incredibly jarring." Like, I mean, it's pretty obvious that you
That's like the
maybe killed
AI
your
shit
wife.
though.
Like,
It's like it just ripped it from The Fugitive. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that's a reference that I can just pull from the script. Like it's
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, it was
maybe
bad. That's as much as I want to talk about it.
fair.
We can move on.
Fair. Yeah. Getting to the good stuff of last year.
Yeah,
Are we
Wasn't
ready?
all doom and gloom.
Yeah.
I think so. I might have to
Let's
speed run
move.
in the end, but
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We can.
Yeah. All good.
You gotta leave in a half hour, 9:15.
yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so first off, just really run quick through honorable mentions. Hitman, one of the freshest films of the year. Hundreds of Beavers, one of the most creative films of the year. And then I just said Furiosa, under the radar this year. People will look back on it more fondly in the future. That's what I think. I think
agree
like
with
people
that.
missed it, and they're gonna look back, and it's gonna be like an epic that they're like, "Holy shit, that's fucking cool."
Yeah. I
Agree.
100% agree.
100%.
Yeah.
Honorable mention for me, The Order. Kind of a sleeper, but that one's actually really good. Really like thought out. Could use an extra 30 minutes in my opinion, but
I feel that.
pretty good. The Dead Don't Hurt. Viggo Mortensen's Western. Kind of low key. Probably not many have heard of it. Very good. Very fun. And yeah, I think that's it for my honorable mentions. Yeah.
Yep. My honorable mentions are ones that I didn't watch, but I think if I had watched, they might have made it in the top 10. And I put The Substance just because y'all have been talking about that, and I want to get around to
Sure.
watching it. I'll probably do that
Yeah.
soon. But and then Twisters, just because it's like I don't know. I wanted to go see it at a drive-in, and I feel like if I had, experience boosted. The
It did
Wild
actually make a
Robot.
shit ton of money. I was
Yeah,
looking at
yeah.
like the top 10 movies. Like it was in the top 10. I think it was like
Very
7 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it reached so many people, right? Like so many demographics or whatever. So, yeah.
Too bad it sucks.
Really?
I don't know. I like it personally.
Yeah.
But
Well, maybe
Hit or miss.
that can be the honorable mention for my bottom then. Maybe.
Yeah,
who
you never
knows?
know.
depending on the ass.
Yeah.
Sorry, not to be a mood dampener, but
No, you're good. You're good.
Any honorable
Um,
mentions, Joe? Or you got more?
I got one more, and it's A Complete Unknown, just because I'm a Bob Dylan fan, and Timothy Chalamet. So
I don't know. I'd say maybe like Heretic. I liked it. It didn't make my top 10. Also, Love Life Bleeding. I just watched that recently. It was good. It didn't end up making my top 10, but I did like it. And then
Both
some
of
movies
those
that
will be
I thought
disgusting.
would possibly make my top 10 that I hadn't watched. We got The Brutalist. I didn't watch Inside Out 2, Juror Number 2, Late Night with the Devil, and Hundreds of Beavers. Okay.
Good movies. Yeah, I want to
Hell
see
yeah.
The Brutalist really bad. It's kind of a bummer.
Same.
that I
I'm
can't watch
going
it.
to see it on Sunday, actually.
Oh, really? It's coming to Chicago? You lucky motherfucker.
Yeah,
Nice.
multiple theaters. I'm seeing it at the Music Box, but it's also at the Alamo.
Yeah,
I think it was at the Alamo last month too, actually.
Really? I'm hoping it'll release wider now because they're trying to like.
I'm
get
pretty
it out
sure
there.
that
I
that's
think
what
so
I've
for
read.
award season.
Hopefully.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Top
Yeah,
10
so
You'll be
Well,
seeing
movies
the
of the
yeah.
you'll be
year.
seeing the Brutalist, and I'm gonna go see Den of Thieves too. So
Nice.
fuck yeah,
Pantera.
Cool.
Fucking
fuck yeah,
go.
baby. I'm jazzed. So
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
Nice.
actually.
it's so fun.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
Number
Yeah.
10's
Let's do this. Number 10. What you guys got?
mine is Oddity. I know you were down on this one, Matt, but I encourage you to give it another shot. Maybe put some headphones in and like get absorbed in the sound because I think
Okay.
the sound design is really fucking good in this.
I don't know. I haven't
It
seen it actually.
it adds to the
Me neither.
experience, like because you feel
Yeah.
like that's like adds to the creepiness factor. Anyway,
No,
I
that's
mean,
fair.
it's a great atmospheric movie. I liked it. Elevated horror, very cool. Not a lot of jump scares, but just enough to where it added to the movie. And yeah, good stuff.
Cool. Who wants to?
I have Deadpool and Wolverine as my 10.
What the fuck?
Hey,
Well,
hey.
look, I have 14 movies, and the
Dependent.
other 4 were shit. So I was like, I had to pick something to fit,
Yeah.
and that's what it was. I'm a Deadpool fan. Fucking sue me.
That's fair. No,
But,
I think I
Will
think a lot of
do.
people would probably be in like their top 10s, like just not
Oh,
in this
yeah,
group,
sure.
but I think a lot of
Yeah.
people did like it.
Yeah, y'all are fucked up. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Ugh, man. What you got, Joe?
Anyways,
I got Saturday Night. Kind of a
Yeah.
wild card, but I enjoyed it a lot.
I did too.
I grew up watching a lot of old Saturday Night Live shit. Like especially like John Belushi and like fucking like Chris Farley shit, which is like later. But like I don't know, my dad had like so many best of like a certain person like SNL skits. So like
Mhm.
I don't know. It just like I don't know. It hit like a weird nostalgia for me, I guess. And it was just like fun and entertaining for me
Yeah.
at least. I don't know.
Definitely, I felt that.
yeah.
Did you think you'd enjoy it as much if you didn't like catch the references? Because that's why
Yeah, I
I
don't
liked
know. Probably not.
Yeah.
But that's why my top 10 is for me.
it. There you go, baby. There you go.
Yeah.
My number 10, it is the best documentary of the year for me. It's The Remarkable Life of Ibelin. It's on Netflix. Heart-wrenching. You will cry if you watch it, but really rewarding. Tells the story of a guy who has like a disease that keeps him bound to a wheelchair, and like he kind of passes on, and people are like, like remembering him, but then they find out that he was on like World of Warcraft for like years, and he formed like a guild, and he had like friendships and conflicts and all these like basically could be like adventurous and chivalrous in ways that he could never be in his real life. And it's a very interesting documentary, and a lot of it's told in World of Warcraft with actual conversations that this person had, and they replay it
Heck.
through like Warcraft stuff. Really cool, really interesting. I'd give it a watch.
I'm gonna
Nice.
write down your guys' lists.
Yeah, what was that called?
So
The
I have-
Remarkable Life of Ibelin, Ibelin. Yeah, made me cry. Made me cry. Got me there.
Nice. My number 9, we all did 10s, right?
Yep.
Yep.
My number 9, Hitman. One of the best
Hey.
rom-coms in a while. Good movie. Like clever, good use of like cell phones in movies. I think that the two leads actually have good chemistry together. One of fucking Linklater's best movies that he's done, in my opinion. Like entertaining wise, rewatchability wise, it's up there. So I liked it.
For
Liked it a
sure.
lot. Shocked I liked it, but it was really good.
Yeah, that I was debating on putting that at 10, actually.
Yeah,
I think it's in my
it's
top
good.
20. But
It's
it's
my
very good.
top 10.
No, what do you got at 9?
I got Alien Romulus.
Hell yeah, dude.
Jesus Christ, you're on a roll.
I actually had that higher, to be
Oh,
honest.
shit.
Did
I
you
liked
really?
it.
Okay.
I had a
I
good
didn't
time
mind
watching
it.
it. I don't
Me
know.
too. Dude,
I had no shame making this list. I'm like, they aren't
Me
gonna like
neither.
it, but I fucking like my
There you
list.
go.
It's
Like,
your list, bro.
this is
You
for
know?
me.
I'm with
Yeah,
you.
like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Treat yourself.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that creature reveal at the end, man, I was like, all right.
It hit me.
You know
Like,
what?
being in the theater, like, high as fuck in this IMAX theater watching this
Hey,
shit, like, I
Yeah.
was fucking digging it. I don't know.
That's
there
fair.
you go.
Extremely cinematic.
Well,
Like for the
yeah,
theater, it was one of the
definitely.
best like movies to watch in a theater this year.
Yeah. Joe, what was your 10 again, too? Just so I have that
I
written
had
down.
Saturday night.
Saturday. Cool. Thank you.
Cool.
My
And
number
at
9?
9,
Oh, go
oh,
ahead,
yeah,
man.
you can go.
Yeah.
I
Fire away.
have possibly another wild card. I actually have Strange Darling.
Hey, I
Nice.
like that one.
Yeah, I actually have this only at 2 out of 3 because if I rewatch it, I think I would not enjoy it. So it didn't hit that mark for me, but it got
That's
the
fair.
other 2. But yeah, I just like the way the story's told, where it's like you know, in a weird order, basically.
From
I feel like
perspectives.
really works to its benefit, and like I feel
Yeah.
like the payoff for that, like I don't know, with basically
Yeah,
the
yeah.
misdirect. I don't know.
Yeah. You think
Really
you're on
works
one
for me.
page, and then you think you're on it. Like you're like, okay, now I get the movie, and then it flips it again. And you're
Yeah.
like, God damn it,
Right.
you motherfucker!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I even like laughed sometimes with the fucking
Yeah.
hippies just like chilling, making breakfast and shit, doing a
Hell
puzzle. Like
yeah.
I don't know, it's
Ed
kind of funny.
Begley
Like
Right?
fucking doing
Yeah.
his shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
and
I
I forget
enjoyed it.
the girl's name, but she was the best actress for me this year in Strange Darling. She's insane.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
My number 9 is a movie called Flow. I saw it a few weeks ago. Something completely singular in the year 2024. There's no movie like it. There's no dialogue, and it's all about a cat and some other animals, and the water starts rising, and you don't know why, and the animals try to survive. Not really a
No
movie for
movie like
kids.
it?
No movie like it.
You mean Sasquatch Sunset wasn't about animals with no dialogue? You kidding me?
Well, yeah.
There was even a drowning. Like,
Yeah, but that's because they're dumb
I'm
as
just kidding.
fuck. They were just playing with some logs. Anyways, it's I don't know. It's an animated, and it's all. Oh, anyways, it's one person. His name is Gintz Zobolotis, and he was the producer, writer, director, animator, editor, composer, and the cinematographer for the movie. So it's just
Damn.
he's fucking doing. He's going for it. And
He Damien ruined it.
when I watched the movie in the theater, I was like, I had this great feeling of like hope for the art of cinema. I was like, if there's people that are like getting funded, this is getting funded, and they're able to like make their passion like in this way, I was like, we're fine. If this is being made, I was like, this is something I've never seen before. I've never felt before. So cool. I would watch it in the theater. Probably is the best way. I don't know if it'll hit as much as at home, but in general, the movie pulls some tricks on you, like anxiety, and like it's kind of like harrowing. It's a journey, and I was there for it. So yeah, liked it.
Nice. My number 8 is Strange Darling. So already talked
Cool.
about it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, just great storytelling. Looking back on it and thinking about it after watching it really like improved the score for me. Like I was like, this is smarter than I realized at first. So really good movie. Really good storytelling technique too. So
Hell yeah.
That's
We're
nice.
we're on 8 right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
What you guys
Mine
got?
is actually it's Life After Fighting.
Ah,
that's on my list too. It's coming.
Nice. Yeah, dude. Just the action in that movie is fucking phenomenal. The fighting, the choreography, fantastic. I realize it's like a B movie, so like the acting or well, like probably just the acting really is the only thing that's like a little lesser. But
yeah.
it didn't detract too much away, from everything else. So solid movie. I was happy with the recommendation.
Right.
Good.
Same.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
What's your 8, Joe?
I actually have Alien Romulus.
Let's go, baby.
Aliens unite.
God.
Nice.
I like it.
I liked it too.
My number 8 is Wicked Little Letters. I would check this movie out. Probably haven't watched it. Phenomenal fun, good fun, English fun. Somebody's writing letters to their neighbor, and they're all like, "You motherfucking cunt!" It's like absolute like garbage, and like you find out it's this like Christian woman who's like, it's really
Of
good, really
course.
funny, and the ending I think is maybe the best of the year for me. So the final moments, I felt lifted. Great movie.
Cool. My number 7 is Heretic. We mentioned it earlier, I think.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Fun movie. Like, caught me by surprise. Totally off guard. I think that Hugh Grant is cooking in this movie. I think it has a lot to chew on, more than I expected. So yeah, really liked it.
Shit.
Almost loved it.
Best shot I'd say for me in that movie, where it's like coming out of the fucking basement, and then you realize you're in like the model, and then it tilts up, and you're in the room, and she comes out. Fantastic shot.
That was pretty fucking cool. Yeah.
Yep. Are we on 7? 7? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I've got. It's probably higher on you guys' lists, but I put The Substance at 7.
Oh yeah, it's
Hey,
up there.
still top 10.
it's coming.
Yeah, but I got it.
So, yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it as much as you guys. I liked it. I kind of just felt like the last third was unnecessary.
You mean the rock star shit that happens at the end?
The parts where I
Where
was
it's just
laughing
all
my
fuck
ass
yeah?
off and just having a
I
great
thought-
time.
I thought it was pretty unnecessary. Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of just wanted to leave the theater at that point.
Really?
I wish I saw it in
Oh.
theaters though. I did not. So maybe it would have been different if I was there for a couple hours,
Yeah.
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 My number 7 is a DD movie that is
Shit.
specifically made for me. Like that's if it's in my top 10, that's my movie, man. Like it might not be everybody's, but it's made about my time period at that time in my life. It's like a throwback to now what is like a generation past me, which is fucking crazy to think like now those are the movies we're making. But yeah, really fun, beautiful coming of age, but there's also like a nice mother-son relationship at the core that I don't think it ever loses that focus, which is like hard to do in a coming of age. And beautiful ending shot too in that movie. Loved it.
Yeah. I'll agree to that. The ending was very good with the mom and son. That was like heartwarming. The movie needed a little bit more of that for me, but
That's fair.
My 7 is A Quiet Place Day 1.
all right.
I like that movie a lot.
Pretty, I would,
Defend it.
just what?
Defend it.
I mean, it was good. Honestly, the most I remember from that movie is when they're like going through that building and shit's happening, and then I remember the bar scene at the end. For some reason, that bar scene will like stick with me.
That's where it gets like artistic
poignant.
and actually starts to start to feel stuff. Yeah, I thought it was pretty
Yeah.
successful as far as like a blockbuster, like a horror,
Yeah,
sci-fi. I mean, the
equal,
way
yeah.
that things moved around the city was interesting enough for me to be like on this premise.
The crowds of people when it starts and all that.
Yeah, it's like creeping down the buildings. You like see, oh fuck.
Yeah,
Some shit there.
well shot, pretty cool. But again, I had 14 movies and something's up.
You
top,
gotta have 10 of them.
Yeah. But number
Right.
6 is.
Yep.
Right, I have Kingdom of the Apes for number 6. And maybe I'm biased because the protagonist's name is Noah. But
They got me. They know me.
Yeah. This movie was made for me. If this is no, I actually think it's probably one of the best out of those those series.
Really?
Maybe,
Take it easy
goes
now.
with the first one, I think. But I think the first one's really good.
Yeah.
But it was just dope. It was just like we're so far down the storyline now that the whole world is completely different, and yeah, I just enjoyed it. I was like, this is just a cool world that I wanted to see more of. So
Yeah, that was the
they
movie I
keep
was
making them
probably
off.
like the most like I don't know, and I was actually the most surprised by, like in a good way.
Yeah,
I was like, "That's they did it right. Holy shit!" I was like, "They okay, I'm down." Like
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Fuck with it. Yeah.
Nice. My number 6 was a Netflix original. You ready?
Oh boy.
Rebel Ridge. Very good.
Ooh.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was elevated, like action, generic action, but at an elevated level because it's very procedural. And I think the acting is pretty top notch with our main protagonist. And of course, Don Johnson. He just, chewing it up.
Another
He
good
fucking
villain.
rules.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
definitely.
yeah, it was fun. Good action sequences, like not over the top, not too many action sequences. It's a lot of more of like
Yeah,
character based. So it was good.
feel
Nice,
that.
nice.
Enjoyed that one.
My number 6 is Civil War. That's where this one popped up
Oof.
for
There it
me.
is. There
Yeah.
it is.
Not gonna lie, I think this is one of the most powerful films I watched this year. Like I know it doesn't hit for some people, and they think it's like completely like ineffective, but to me, I just don't see that at all. I think like in particular, seeing in the theater was one of my best theater watching experiences this year, especially because of the sound. But there's
Yeah,
also great imagery and impactful storytelling, in my opinion. I think like the vagueness works because it's really not about like the actual conflict. It's about like the feeling and the attitude of a modern civil war and like what you're actually experiencing when
yeah,
you're caught up in something like that. And just generally, it's about like the desensitizing nature of war. And I totally got that message by the end of it. And again, talking about final shots, fucking love that final shot with the music playing. It's like this weird, twisted fantasy, or is it? It's up to your interpretation, and I loved it. I like it.
yeah. I don't blame you. I was right there. Yeah,
Right on.
it'll show up for mine. Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
won't judge you for it. I'm,
I feel it.
you
I
know,
feel the judgment,
yeah.
but
What kind of
I
American
was
are
like,
you, Matt?
yeah.
So
Matt, I back you on this. All right, just for the record, when we're in the court case in 10 years.
Yeah. After the Civil War, when we've picked sides. All right, we
Yeah,
still on 6.
Yeah.
yeah.
I played Conclave. I watched it last night. I think I don't know. It was like an interesting perspective, but also like when I was watching it, I'm like, this is like a secret event. Which I don't think they like document what goes on or like talk about what goes on. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
basically all these cardinals and archbishops or whatever the fuck get like sequestered in the Vatican and Pope's house, the fucking Vatican, and they just like don't leave. Like they can't leave until
They choose another.
pretty much, yeah. So
Mm.
like I don't know. I didn't really realize or know the layout, but like this is basically like the fucking um the House of Congress, basically.
It's
Or
just
like the fucking
politics.
building.
Yeah,
Or like
Yeah,
basically like you can go to your rooms like separate areas and convene with your groups for like your political agenda and like how people are gonna vote and who they're gonna vote for and shit.
yeah, who's like
And like I don't
representing
know, I
their
never really
beliefs.
like thought about religion like that or like this
right.
way. And like basically the whole time the main character is the guy who's like putting on the conclave. He's like setting everything up. And he is basically like impartial. And he's like basically just trying to make sure like people are doing what happens. And like
Yeah,
that the best person who should actually be Pope should be Pope. When in reality, like it kind of is him. And he keeps denying it and says he doesn't want to be Pope. And then like you do end up with a good pope at the end because like it's basically comes down to like I don't know the main character, one other dude, or like a guy who's like basically a mob boss. Like he shows up and he's basically like a fucking mobster. He's talking about his like sources and shit, like telling him certain things.
Hell yeah.
And he basically like pays off other people to vote for him, which is like super fucked. Um, and he ends up like losing, but the person who wins, you find out like was basic. I don't really know the correct terminology, but they were basically born where they were like ambiguous pretty much until they were like 10 years old. And then they were like defined as a boy, and then they developed like a vagina basically. And you find out that like they were going to get it removed and it was their choice not to. But this is after they've already been like selected as pope. So basically it's like the guy prevented corruption from getting into like the papacy, but he also like pushed in something that like is borderline against his religion. So it's
That's
just
what's
kind of like,
interesting, right? Like,
yeah. So yeah, it
it's
was
like
just
this new chapter of like religion or something, kind of at the end, you know? Or
yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
It's cool.
it's weird.
there's
It
a lot
sounds
you can pull
interesting.
out of
Sounds
it.
like-
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it was
sounds
pretty
intriguing.
effective. Maybe I should have been more engaged with it when I watched it, because like it was.
I will say I would have
yeah.
rated this higher, but what I said earlier about the translations, like there was
Right.
no subtitles, and they flip between different languages in English like all the time, and it like loses meaning because like I don't know
Yeah.
what they're saying,
up.
so like
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
so I don't know.
They're speaking in tongues.
Well, I'm gonna run through my top 5, and then
Sorry,
you guys
yeah.
can just
Yeah.
finish it up.
Yeah.
No,
No,
that's
you're
fine.
good.
So at number 5, I have Furiosa. I loved the world that George Miller has made. I
Yeah.
want to explore that. So I really liked it. It was good theater experience. I think me and my buddy were the only ones in the theater, but hey, it fucking ruled. Great time. Love Lies Bleeding. This was, I think, my first movie experience in the theater this year or in 2024. I took my mom to go see it. That was an experience because she was like, "What the hell? Why did you bring me to this? I'm uncomfortable watching this with my son." And I was like, sit back, relax. It'll be all right." It was good though. It's like right up my alley in terms of like everything that's going on in the movie. Grimy, you know, drug stuff. You got some fucking killing stuff. You got some fucking dude eating bugs. It works.
Everything you want.
Yeah, I loved it. At number 3, I have The Substance. This one ruled like 100%. I just rewatched it too, just to double check, and didn't quite make it to a 5-star yet.
Ooh,
I think it has a potential to get there, but it's just good. It's great. It was a blast to watch for the first time. Like
definitely.
what a ride. Now for my number 2 spot, I just flipped these things around. I put this one here because this one's for me. Okay. It is Life After Fighting.
Oh,
Okay.
this is
All right.
This one's for me because when
Yeah.
I turned this on, I was expecting dog shit, but I was so fucking like exhilarated the whole time, and I'm like, "What did I find? Did I find gold?" And I think I did. Okay, and I've been telling everybody to fucking watch it. It's on Amazon Prime now, so fucking watch it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Dude, I'll never
good.
forget the fucking head on the broken glass, fucking neck.
It just
Like, ooh.
it's so good when the action starts, like for real starts when they do that little fight, and it kind of like kicks off the action in the movie. You're just kind of
Yeah.
like, okay, so this is rock star shit in terms of
Yeah.
like action choreography. It's so
Yeah.
good.
That's true.
Yeah.
Kind of proves itself.
It's
in
like-
how-
Right. Yeah.
That
The-
one,
the way
that
it
one
shoots
was
it-
for me.
Because
Mhm.
like, I don't know, like there's like the classic cuts of like Taken 3 or whatever it is, where it's just like cutting constantly between like guns and fists, and it's like you don't actually know what the hell's going on. But in that movie, it's like, dude, you see and like feel every punch and kick
Yeah.
and like flip and throw. It's like, yeah, this
So good, so well
They knew what they were
choreographed. Like,
yeah.
yeah, really good stuff. Yeah, really enjoyed that one. I'll die on that hill. So help me God. My only 5-star movie this year. So glad it came on the movie website. I fucking loved it. Anora, amazing. I don't know, like since Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I don't know if a movie has like spoke to me like that one did as of in like recent time in the past like maybe 5 years of like new movies coming out. But Anora was just like perfect. Like it's great setup, and then it turns into like the funniest movie of the year when they like get into the house and they're trying to get it annulled, and then it turns into like this chasing thing. It's just so good. I laughed so much in it. I think Mikey Madsen fucking rules, and the fact that she didn't get a Golden Globe for it is bizarre to me. And if she doesn't get any awards for it, major awards, I'll be pretty sad. And honestly, Igor, standout, fucking great character right
Really
there.
good character.
Like I felt some shit where it's like, wow, he's saying nothing, but I feel everything with the way he's looking at Honora is good.
Nice, man.
But yeah,
Glad you
good,
liked it.
good
That's
fun
like
stuff.
I didn't know if you'd like the like subversion kind of that movie pulls on you, you know, because it
Right.
like you said it because it just becomes like one extended sequence after a while of like
Yeah,
zaniness, and then it kind of brings it
but
back to where it started. But yeah,
it definitely worked for me. And like, I don't know, the way you can interpret the ending too, like it still has that heart in it to where you have so much to chew on at the end point. Like the meaning of it all and what's going through her mind while she's doing that is, is it another transaction? Is it, actual
the
passion?
start
You know,
of a
yeah,
relationship. Like, is this the love story?
exactly.
Who knows?
Is this what she's been missing and she finally feels it, so it like hits her? It's good stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff. Fucking
nice,
rules.
nice.
Cool.
Glad you got a 5-star this last year. Then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It was good. So anyway, sorry I have to dash, boys.
yeah, you're
I'll
good. Go get
No
your mom,
worries.
right?
No worries.
Yeah.
yeah, I got a long trek to Houston, so
Dang. All right. Well,
Hell yeah.
drive safe, man.
Have safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
see you guys later.
Peace
Yeah.
out.
Yep.
All right. We'll finish it off with our top 5, right? That's where we stopped off.
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
What you guys got for 5?
I have Inside Out 2, baby.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually that's in my section of like movies that possibly could have made my top 10 that I hadn't watched. But
Yeah.
like I've heard it's like pretty fucking good. And it made like a lot of
Oh, it's so
I was
much.
tearing up at the end, man.
Dude,
There's a depiction of like an anxiety attack with the character anxiety that I was like, holy fuck, that is what it feels like. I was just like, holy like
powerful. Yeah.
if
It's like
I was
powerful
right, yeah, I
imagery.
was like, yeah, for sure, for sure. And it's like similar to the whole Moana thing where it's like, all right, are they gonna do it again, or is it just like franchise this till it's dead, you know? But no, I was pleasantly surprised. So
Same.
yeah.
I feel that. It's the next one for me. So I'll talk a little more on it.
Ah,
But yeah.
yeah.
It's crazy, man. Like, talk about like the Disney magic that just strikes your heart and doesn't let you go. That shit, when Inside Out 2 started and you're like catching up with Riley, just like, it's like, and Riley's like, now she's 13 or whatever the fuck. Like, welling in my, I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I
He's
don't even know
growing up
what was
before our
happening.
eyes.
Yeah, I don't even know what was happening, but I was already getting emotional. It was crazy, man.
Yeah. Right on.
But number 5 for me is Challengers.
Yes,
This is my final 4.5-star movie, and I really considered giving it 5 stars right out at the theater when I first saw it. So I think maybe it'll bump up here if I rewatch it. But talk about a movie that just like the story structure and the character are just perfectly in sync. You know, like I struggle with like the way it was telling you out of time, but to me, I think it ultimately works to serve like your overall experience. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. It's like dripping in eroticism, tantalizing, and just straight up entertaining. Like great performances, great conflict at the core, and great tennis shots. Like it's like the shots are impeccable. Like it's fucking good. And I didn't expect Luca Guadagnino to have like that energy ability. I've never seen his other films. I just kind of pictured more like dramatic, straightforward stuff. Challengers is not that. It's doing its own thing, and I like it. So
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I've been hearing crazy good shit about that one too. So
check it out.
yeah. I got a whole ass list going here now.
Yep, you're getting the good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say 5, Joe? Or
No, I don't think you're gonna like it. But I put Nosferatu at 5.
The
I
old
liked
one,
it
right?
personally.
The old one? No, okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
1912.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. We just did our Dracula deep dive, and like I feel like it's probably the best Dracula adaptation, at least in spirit, because it like the two main like themes or overarching concepts that you're supposed to get from the book are just like that like women are sexual beings, and then this other thing about like colonization basically, and like taking over these like because at the time when Dracula was written, the British Empire had spanned like most of the world, and like Dracula was supposed to represent some like weird indigenous like native shit that they kind of like fucked with, but they didn't. I don't know.
The
They were just like
ancient
trying to force
darkness. We can
there's
Yeah.
never
I don't know.
understand.
It's basically just like colonizing shit. You're supposed to like see it in a different light, and I don't know. I feel like
And
those two
then
themes
they're gonna
are
steal
one
your
of
woman.
those.
That's the message of Nosferatu, basically. It's like you better watch out because they will snatch the women
Watch your
right out your
girl.
window. Yep. Hide your kids.
Yeah,
Hide your wife.
Hide your wife.
I mean,
Yep.
like realistically, she was just like lonely, and I mean, in the
Yeah,
fucking
and doing
1800s.
some weird kinky shit. That's for sure.
I mean,
The
yeah,
church would not
like,
approve.
yeah.
Nah, I
Yeah.
wanted to like it more. I wish I did. I think it's like
Yeah.
hard to compare it to The Lighthouse in my mind too, because The Lighthouse is a 5-star movie for me, and I loved it. That's got like meaning and power in the image, and like for me, Nosferatu felt like an exercise of just like weird acting. I don't know, and like the story with Aaron Taylor Johnson and his wife, I was like, I don't need any of that shit. Like,
Yeah, Aaron
it's
Taylor
just
Johnson's he's by far the weakest character. Not even really his acting, because it was fine. It's
yeah.
just like his character though. Like he had so many speaking lines. His character's so fucking bland, but he moved forward the plot like so much.
Yes.
So like he's just involved, but he's just like a terrible character.
It's like, dude, I don't. Yeah, just like
Fun to
leave
follow.
the scene. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
what it feels
they
like all the time.
with a few tweaks, like they could have made his character better. Like, because you basically have like Ellen, who's like a fucking medium or some shit, so she's going through like weird fucking psychic shit all the time and going through like seizing all the time.
Bristol. Oh, okay.
But also she's like super alone, and she's just some fucking horny babe, I guess.
Yeah. That's
but
what movie
also
really
there's like
succeeds. Is like that weird shit you did in the bed when you're like 10 years old and like, and you when no one's watching you, you know, and you're just like doing weird arches and shit. Like that's the energy of that movie.
Gotcha.
But anyway, like for his character, they made him like really into his wife, but you could have just made a couple tweaks about how like he's actually like really into like infidelity and shit because he can't control his stuff. And since she's like I don't know, almost like a Poor Things route where she's like a sexual being and he is also a sexual being, but he can be and she can't. I don't know. That would have been an easy way to just make that better, at least.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Other than that, like I don't know. I felt like it was more real to me than obviously like the original. But like with the fact that his bite even looked like the rat marks, and also that he spread plague with him throughout. Like I don't know.
That was cool.
I looked it up. Like the plague happened like so many fucking times. And like it did actually happen. And this movie takes place in 1847. There was actually a plague in 1847. So like, and they said like he's from like an old line nobility and shit. So I feel like it's supposed to be like insinuated that like whenever the plague was happening, or sometimes the plague was happening, vampires are trying to take over or some shit. I don't know. I felt like that was like an interesting thing that like Reardon did in the real world, I guess, because like that was also like what I was looking for with Robert Eggers movies, because like he's just really good at period action movies.
And that's what I liked from the old one was like there was this some correlation between like the plague and vampires, and that like they were either thought to like bring on plague or they like caused it or they were using it to their advantage or something like that.
I just like vampires as like a metaphor for like ancient darkness or like some darkness that it's like you said they can shape shift into. And it's like they can basically just be your boogeyman, you know, like no matter what it is, like they'll find you and find a way to get in your.
Yeah,
it's good. I thought like Eggers' version was like too obvious for like what I thought he could do with the material. Maybe I was just disappointed. I wanted a little more like layers in it or something that I didn't find, but
yeah. I don't know. I think it's just like when you're making a movie like this, it's like already been adapted like multiple times. I think like he just tried to like homage other versions of it and like try to make it like old and like
It's
schlocky
watching
like
the
some of
old
other-
silent movie. It's
Yeah.
basically the old silent movie. Like, and good job
Exactly.
for
Okay.
like making it modern. But then I was also just like, you know what? I kind of like the old one more. And that was just me. But,
Like how much? Yeah, how much did it do? Yeah.
yeah, like the old one, there's like it's old. No fucking shit. It's old. But like there's like it doesn't spell things out for like what the woman wants and why Dracula's here because it like literally you can't like get the emotion across without a text box. But like that's where you have to do your own work. With like Eggers, it's like I'm gonna writhe and you're gonna get this like vibe the whole fucking movie. And it's like, yeah, dude, I got it. Like, but that's just my experience.
Yeah.
I'll watch it and
anyways.
let you know.
Yeah, be
I
the
think.
middleman. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm lower on that movie than a lot of people. I know that already, so that's cool.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask. I saw you have Trap rated higher than it.
That's because it's a way more enjoyable experience. But
Wow, that's fucking
you know.
insane.
Yeah, you know, it's my top 10. It's your top 10. It's it is
That's
what
right.
it is. But so we
It's
on to
for
number
me,
4?
it's for you.
Right, exactly.
I actually have challenges at 4. So I mean,
Okay.
Nice.
I like challenges a lot. I mean, pretty much, I second pretty much everything that you said. I felt like the characters and their connections to one another, just like with the balance of the story, just like it was just told perfectly. I don't know. Yeah.
I feel that.
Right on.
Feel that. My number 4 is Inside Out 2. This is where it ranked, and this is where 5 stars begin for me, my boys. But I do struggle with this one being 5 stars, just because like it's a sequel. It's doing more of the same thing as the first, but it's let me see if I get this right. I think it's just successful in the way that they perfectly wrap subtextual metaphysical ideology into character arcs within a story, within another character's brain, within an overall story arc happening. It's just so layered, but also so like intentionally direct in its influence within the multiple levels of story. It's just I don't even know how to describe it fully, where the levels that it's playing on are just more than every other movie you've ever watched. Like I don't know. That's just how I feel about the Inside Out movies in general. They're so smart and they mean so much to like humans. And they're maybe not perfectly for children, but I think they're perfectly for like a human, like to experience and like understand emotions and these crazy things that going on in your brain.
Yeah.
I don't know. Call me simple lame, call me whatever you want, but I don't give a shit because it's a good movie.
It is good. No, I get you. Yeah,
I
I
actually
think it's
didn't have any 5-star movies this year. I
Dang.
top out at 4.5.
I only have one. Yeah.
That's how it was last year. I don't think I had any last year, but I think I just watched more movies this year too. So it's just a wider pool. Are we on to 3?
Oh, no, did you say you're 4?
I got 4?
Oh yeah. Mine is Furiosa.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
Hi,
good.
hi.
I mean,
Yeah.
good man. Yeah. What else is there to say? I don't know. Cool world. I actually think Anya. I like her as an actor. Was it Anya Taylor-Joy? Joy Taylor.
I do like her.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
She's good. She's very intentional and smart. So yeah.
On to our top 3s then.
My 3 is Wild. It's not. I don't think. Well, maybe one of them will be crossover with one of you guys, but
what is it?
Let her rip, dude.
I just have Dune. Part 2 and 3.
Hey.
Okay.
My
I don't know.
guy.
I just I liked it a lot. I watched the
Me
first
too.
one like 2 days before it, so like, and that was the first time I saw it because I didn't watch it when it originally came out, and I felt like that was a much more enjoyable experience for me. And I feel like Dune is basically what I've always wanted out of Star Wars, and it's like Star Wars is a ripoff of Dune anyway. And it's like
100%, dude.
I don't need Star
100%.
Wars anymore. Not that I want him to make a ton of Dune shit, because the show was actually pretty bad.
Yeah.
Or at least
saw
I
the man
watched
behind
it
the
bad.
curtain
I don't
this
know. I
year,
just
dude.
didn't really care.
Yeah.
What's that?
You saw the man behind the curtain with sci-fi, all the stuff you love. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah. Dude, also, like,
Dude.
watching this in the theater, like this movie, Dune.
Yeah.
I mean, what an experience. Like, just the fucking soundscape and also the score. It really pisses me off because, like, I guess his name's Hans Zimmer. he's the fucking dude who did the score for this, and he's like disqualified from the Oscars because it's
Yeah.
too similar to like the first one, I guess.
Oh, is that
Which
why?
kind of makes sense. But like still,
Yeah.
dude, that was like part of the reason why this movie was like why I liked it so much. Like I feel like
Yeah.
just like the soundscape in the theater when I went to go see it was just like hard, like like a heavy part of the experience
Oh,
for me.
absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
Like when they're fucking riding sandworms and shit, which isn't the score, but like still, when they're riding the sandworms and you can like feel it in your seat and shit, because it's like,
Yeah,
it's like
dude.
cool.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm glad you said that shit about Star Wars, Joe, because when I read the books, I was like, this feels like there's spice trade happening. There's fucking like factions and shit. Like what is like this
Yeah.
feels like? I'm glad you said that because I'm pretty sure the book. I mean, the books are old, like a pretty old. I
Yeah,
don't
they
know
came
how
out
old,
before
but
Star Wars. Yeah.
yeah,
Like there were a lot of debates, and I'm pretty sure Frank Herbert like possibly tried or contemplated suing George Lucas
mm,
after
damn.
episode 4 came out.
Yeah.
Bet he didn't win. Bet if he would,
I'm assuming he didn't, or
If he-
or just didn't go through. I don't know.
I mean,
He's
if he
finally
would have
getting his
won,
time.
Yeah.
he would have won. We maybe wouldn't have ended up with these fucking shitty Rise of Skywalker, fucking
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
have Dune.
a different universe.
They have like some
Loverboy
new
or
show
some shit.
coming out with Jude Law, but I haven't watched it. To be honest, I've been thinking about getting rid of Disney Plus.
I haven't used Disney Plus in a
Yeah,
minute.
I haven't either.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
yeah,
Okay,
I don't
let's wrap
but what do you
this.
guys got at 3?
Yeah, let's wrap this bad boy up.
Yeah,
I got.
my
I can just
three-
fire off my top 3 if you
No,
want.
no. Let's go through it. What you got, Noah?
I'll do Civil War real quick. Same deal. I remember going into that movie thinking like with the mindset of like, oh, this is probably gonna be heavily politicized, you know, the time we live in, the fucking
I think we all
you know,
thought that. Yeah.
yeah, January 6th, all that. So I was like, oh man, is this gonna be like making a statement for one side or the other? And kind of like what you were saying, Matt, it kind of just lets you like sit in that world and experience like
And feel it.
how it feels. Yeah.
Dude, especially because, like, I don't
yeah,
know, in
appreciate
like
that.
modern politics today, the fact that like in the movie, California and Texas like split off. Maybe they
Yeah.
weren't together, because I think that was part of what they were talking about how if they came in, they might wipe each other out too. But like
Right.
they were working together like for most of the movie, which is like kind of fucking insane, because like that's like really hard to believe with modern politics like today.
Yeah.
For
Even
sure.
though like the president did have a couple things that seemed like another person,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a clear in.
with like the third term and like getting rid
Right.
of the fucking Department of Justice and the FBI,
Right.
which is like probably gonna happen.
It's
So, like,
direct in some ways, but leaves it open enough,
Yeah.
you know, to make it, I don't know, timeless in a way for me. But
Yeah. Yeah. Great cinematography.
Yeah.
Didn't fucking force feed you anything. I appreciated that. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
My number 3 is a movie from Thailand, How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies. Watched this about a month ago. Yeah, crazy title, but probably the simplest film in my top 10. But its simplicity and its universality is what makes it strong, like makes it impactful, because everyone will lose their grandma if you haven't already. And just to like sit in that time where you're like a young person, not really knowing where you're at in life, and then having to like come to terms with someone who's completely out of your generation, who's coming with terms with the end of their life. It's just a really meaningful movie. I didn't think it was going to get me there. I thought it was going to be kind of like standard beats, which you can kind of see them coming. But by the end of it, the emotions bubbled up in a way that sold the entire movie in a way. Like the character's journey was a character that I felt like I was on that journey by the end of the movie, and I just felt totally engrossed in the experience. It's a movie that when I talk about it, I get actually emotional, just like thinking. Maybe it's just because it's like you think about your parents and your grandparents and whatnot, but
Oh, yeah.
really powerful movie.
I've definitely had the thought where it's like, damn, dude, when I get old and like if I have kids, hopefully, and like they have grandkids, like is that gonna feel like, you know, like seeing multiple generations under you and having seen some pass, like I don't know, that's just like crazy. They say like, the older you get, the wiser. I feel like that's definitely true.
Yeah.
Like once you get to a certain age, I feel like you like where I'm at now, it's like, adolescent, young adult. That's where I'm at. Like mid age, retired old person. And I feel like once you get to retired or old person, you almost revert back to like adolescent, young adult, because you're just like, so much shit has happened that like I don't know exactly where the world's at anymore. And I just have to figure out how to interact with all these new things again. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the plot is of that movie, but I've thought about like that experience of like getting to a certain age and seeing what the world is like and people around you, for sure.
Yeah. It deals a lot too with like tradition of like because you're in the perspective of like a 20 something year old who is like you start the movie with him like streaming. It's like a very modern like style, and it's like
Yeah.
he doesn't care about what his mom's saying, blah, blah, blah. And like by the end of it, he's like understands his family and tradition and like meaning. It's just like everything you need to have happen by the end of it does, and it's just like so cathartic, like it's a really good experience.
Cool. Cool.
Are we still on
Number
3? Are we
twos?
in top
That's
it.
2?
Did you say yours, man? Your 3?
That was 3 right
Oh
there,
yeah.
yep.
That was 3.
Yeah,
My
baby.
number 2, this is where the substance falls for me, boys. So just a rocket of an experience for me watching this movie. You just feel a master behind the wheel of this movie. For me, at least, I felt completely like understood with this movie. Maybe it's just like my genre and my style and my satire, I guess. Like it's funny, but also like it has something to say. But like as far as just like a cinematic experience goes, like the props are like so well designed. Like you just want to be there, and the practical effects are some of the best you've ever seen. I know you said like the last bits of the movie, like you didn't need it. And I hear that a lot. That's fine, but like to me, that's where everything came full circle of like, yeah, dude, like that's exactly the type of movie that we've been on this whole time, and that's like where we're going. And I'm so glad because without spoiling it, like it goes nuts literally on the audience, like literally, like it goes nuts on the audience, and I'm like, fuck yes. And then it doesn't stop, and then it keeps going on the audience, and it keeps going on the audience, and I'm like, dude, yeah, you know what? I don't even give a shit. Like, it was just great fun and a perfectly modern movie. I love movies, and that movie loves movies. Like it's just great.
Cool. Cool.
Look, I didn't think it was bad. I just dude, also I will say one thing that movie did like really well in my opinion, or what I really liked about it, it didn't have like a lot of dialogue. A lot of the dialogue was like schlocky and hammy, but it was like on purpose. But like it just did such a good job of explaining things just through visuals and just like like leading you, and or like I don't know, watching like the main character or something like that doing shit, or just like literally just having like written words on the fucking like on the fucking
On a
props.
box. Yeah, like you're just like open this, okay, move to next step 2. Okay. It's like okay, I'll move step 2. Like it's just it's really tailored for you.
Yeah, that was like
Nice.
really well done.
Dude, it's crazy. Do you guys feel this way? Because like what pisses me off, I think, most about bad movies is like because movies are mostly purely a visual medium, and when it's like there's no visual storytelling, it either
Yeah, it's
falls
like
into
why
like
does this have to be a movie?
Right.
yeah, and it's like why am I here watching it? Yeah, for sure.
That's the power of a movie is like you can wrap things to, like image and meaning and sound in a way that's
Right.
like nothing like it, and like that's where it's like really powerful is when it's all meshed in a way.
Yeah. I think that's why I like animation so much too, is because it's so precise in animation. Like,
oh yeah, dude. I think
every
that's
frame
why,
is meant to show something specific.
yes, I think that's why Disney can work its way on me that it does is because like the animators can make the eyes this much
Right.
bigger or like this well a tear in the eye just for the perfect like level of like emotion to like leave you in. Like no,
Yeah.
it's 100%. You can really exact it.
Yeah, dude, they're just sitting there with the sliders, you know what I mean?
Right.
Teardrop light
It's like
slightly
where do you
larger.
start to well up? Is it here? No, okay, let's pull up just right
Yeah.
there, right to the
Get
left.
a little more shine on it. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Nice.
Nice. My number 2 is the Fall Guy.
Whoa. That's
Yeah,
high, bro. Nice.
I know. But maybe I'm just fucking in on the Gosling train, but I just thought it was fun, man. It's
Yeah.
fun. It had heart, you know. It was kind of like paying respect to stuntmen and stunt teams and all that. So, like, just props to it. And rewatchability, super high. So,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun summer one.
Yeah.
Did we on the top?
Oh, I got
No? You
my
got two?
my two is Kneecap. Kind of weird,
Oh
but
shit.
I
Nice.
liked it a lot. I feel like just my theater experience was cool too because I went to go see it like ahead of time, but it was like random, like
yeah.
what we were going to go see. So like
Yeah.
I don't know, we were just like pleasantly surprised with this.
Mhm.
Nice.
I don't know. I just liked it a lot. I don't know. I feel like it was kind of just like my vibe. I don't know. I felt like
rock.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and like I don't know. Except like they're rappers, but I feel like there's a lot of overlap between rap and punk. So like I don't know. I just
Especially for that
but
group.
anyway, with
Yeah.
these guys, like I learned a lot about Ireland and like Northern Ireland's like
Hey.
fight for independence and stuff. And after that, I watched like 3 more movies about like Northern Ireland's fight for independence. So I don't know. It was a cool experience,
Open
and
something up.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about like struggling with subtitles though too. That one like
Yeah.
they give you it
Oh, yeah.
sometimes and sometimes they won't, and you're just like, holy fuck, what are you saying, dude? Like,
Yeah.
but when they do put
Shit.
it up, it's pretty cool. It's usually like creatively layered into the shot. So nice, man. I'm
Right on.
glad. Sometimes the movie experience can really sell it. It's kind of crazy that like that for me, The
It's-
French Dispatch is a phenomenal movie. But when I went to see that, I was like on a work trip and like found out what time to go see it, and it just became like this event in my life in a way that like package the movie. You know, it's just really nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I don't
right,
know.
boys.
I've been getting more of that like this year too because I've been going to see more movies. So like
Nice.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like that feeling, and I like going to
Yeah.
the theater more. It's nice.
Me too.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
does have an impact on like
A lot of the
how I
time,
view
Experience.
it.
yeah. A lot of the
Yeah.
time when I think
Yeah.
about like the movie, I'm like, where did I see that movie? It's like I can trace the memory back, which is nice in a way. and
Yeah.
thrilling.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
My number one is probably Wild, but you know,
Let's hear it.
Rip it.
I actually put Dee Dee as my number one.
Oh shit.
Uh,
Okay.
I gave it 4.5 stars. It's got 3 out of 3 for my things. I don't know. I just felt like this movie was basically me growing up as a kid in that
That's
same
what I
time
felt.
period. So like, I don't
There
know.
you
All,
go.
like
Yeah.
all the stupid shit. Like that's what the movie is great at, is this balance of like meaning with your family, and then there's a fantastic sequence of like trying to pick up like a dead bird or some shit, and you're running around the park with it or whatever. It's just like
Yeah.
exactly. Yes.
Brother. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Cool.
just like the coming of age, man, of it all too. Like that time in your life where it's like out of middle school into high school. Such a formative time for
Yeah.
me. And like where I switch friend groups and stuff like that, and you
Yeah.
can feel this character switching
Dude,
friend groups and
exactly.
stuff, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh man, yeah,
Switching
just
friend
hits.
groups, going through like first loves, like shit like that,
Yeah.
like or like
All
first
the
girlfriends or
confusion of it.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
tied with like the family stuff too. And like he even has like an older sister, just like I did. So like
Yeah.
I don't know, I
There you
respect
go.
that too,
Yeah.
kind of.
Shit. Is that
Oh,
that's
I
spelled
loved it.
D-I-D-I? D-D?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I've seen that around, but didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I don't think most people would know about it, but I think if you watched it, most people would be pleasantly surprised, I'd
I
say.
saw it
Yeah.
at the Music Box, but like there's 2 theaters. There's one that's like the main big theater, and then there's one that's like tiny as fuck. It has like 20 seats in it, maybe. I saw it
shit.
at that one, the tiny one. So I think that was probably the
Oh.
only place around me playing it. So like
Yeah.
I don't know where you saw it, Matt, but like yeah, I don't
It
think a
was
lot
in
of people were
Madison,
playing.
yeah. It was decently full actually. It was kind of nice. Like you could tell it was like our age people, you
Mhm.
know, like seeing it, which was
Yeah,
cool.
when I saw it, it was actually like completely full, I think, but like I think that was just because the theaters are small.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Limited
Yeah.
seats. Yeah.
Do you think? Because who was I? I was telling somebody, I was like, technically I'm Gen Z, but I mean I grew up with mostly millennials in my family, so it
Dude,
feels
right?
like
I'm
I'm
like right on the
one of the
overlap.
other.
Because like some people say it's like between 1994 and 1996. Some people say it's
Yeah,
1995 is like when you start to be Gen Z. And I'm born in January of 1995, and I
Yeah.
grew up with
yeah,
millennial siblings. So it's like, but I also have like
yeah,
younger friends sometimes. So it's like, I don't know, where the
Yeah.
fuck do I? Where do we fall? You know?
yeah. No, it's like it's so weird. Some of the references I'll either get or miss from Gen Z, or get or miss from millennial. You know, it's just like it's
Yeah.
a
In that
fucking
middle
mishmash.
area.
Yeah,
weird.
it's crazy.
Just the forgotten
But I want
generation, boys. Never be remembered.
Yeah.
What do you guys got?
Yeah,
number
no, what you
ones.
got for one?
You know it, you love it. Dune Part 2, baby. I'm a
Hey.
You know
Dune
it, you love
boy.
He's a
I'm rolling
Dune
around in
boy.
the sand.
I'm
I'm
actually
riding
like
one.
looking forward to the rewatch for like Denise
Yeah.
directed time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for
I don't
sure.
know.
See how it lands now.
It'll be long,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, we'll see if I like it as much. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Dunes, and I'm really excited for Arrival. Those three, I'm
yeah, I'm
excited
excited for
for
that
sure.
too.
Because I remember watching Arrival, and I was like, "Damn, dude! Like Hearts, and it's got alien shit." I was like, "Hey."
It's been like so recommended to me. Like of movies that have been recommended to me that it took me a long time to watch. There's like
Mhm.
that one that's been recommended to me by like 5 people, and Get Out,
Yeah,
which was also recommended to me a lot. Those are like the
yeah,
only tops that I just remember. Like people are like, "You haven't seen this?" Like,
yeah, yeah. Big ones. But
Well, boys,
no, I mean,
my number one is The Wild Robots. Another animated movie. A lot of animated movies in my top. But I found this movie to be, the tone of it to be kind of impenetrable in a way. Like, I think I said it before, the way when I watched this movie in the theater, I had a distinct feeling that I was watching a classic in the making. And I don't know if I've really ever had a feeling like that before watching it, which was very interesting. And I gravitated towards it and just let it happen because like it's pure spectacle, emotion, like the character is perfect, like the voice acting's phenomenal. Um yeah, I mean, I wonder what you'd think as like an older person watching this movie because it's doing kid things, but in a mature way. Like I think kids would enjoy this movie, but I think it's also kind of just made for adults and parents. Like parents specifically, is this movie is gonna nail it for you as like you understand it, like relatability and whatnot. But overall, it's just a beautiful movie too, like animation wise, but emotion wise too, like beautiful. I cried many times. I never like, and it's again like with the movie experience, like in the theater, I was like, yeah, let's go see The Wild Robot. I've heard, it's pretty good. Went and saw it, and I was like, this is like my expectations were so low, and like they just were like elevated past levels I never knew, and that's just I love when that happens. So I love that experience.
nice.
Check it out.
Yeah, yeah, I'll have to.
But that's it.
Yeah, well, there it is. Our top 10 and our bottom 10
Yeah,
for 2024.
you got the edges of the range there for 2024.
Yeah,
What are you guys
that's good.
what are you guys excited about for 2025? What's the movie that's you
I mean,
can't
look, I
wait
haven't
to
really,
see?
oh shit,
dude,
I
I'm
don't
so
know. I feel
bad
like
about
there's
it.
like something, but yeah, I can't
Yeah.
think of.
So I'll give you some options here, okay? That you might have like, you might be ready for. Captain America: Brave New World.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, not that one, not that one. Paddington in Peru.
I actually haven't seen the other Paddington movies, but I've heard they're good.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Right.
Snow White. Minecraft.
Dude, oh my god, I'm definitely going opening night.
I can't wait. This is one. Okay, this one I actually say might be my top 3 most anticipated. Mickey 17. This is
I'm
Bong
looking
Joon
forward to
Ho's
that
new
too,
movie.
actually. Yeah.
Robert Pattinson.
Oh shit,
Very
okay.
excited about that. It's been pushed back a couple times. I just want to fucking see it, man. Come on.
Yeah.
What about Thunderbolts? What do you guys think about Thunderbolts? Excited? No, don't care.
Honestly, I'm just pretty checked out of Marvel.
I don't even. Oh, that's a Marvel movie?
I don't think I'm gonna watch them in theaters. Like, I think I might watch them when they come out. I just like,
Yeah.
I'm just hardline taking a stance at this point because, like, I'm over it. I don't
No.
know. If other people want to support it, that's cool. But like,
Yeah.
that's what I can do. And I don't really like the direction that Marvel and also Star Wars has been going. So
You got to let them know
Preach,
with your
baby.
wallet, man. That's the only
I
way
don't
that they'll
know.
hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Don't go to the theater. That's fair.
Honestly.
Okay.
Oh, you know
battle-
what?
Yeah.
What's the new Superman? James
Superman.
Gunn. I'm kind of
I am
interested.
actually
Out of
kind of
superhero stuff. Yeah.
Dude,
That's one.
I'm actually more interested. I texted you guys kind of about it. There's a fucking Clayface, like Mike Flanagan movie that
Yeah.
James Gunn has signed off on and says that
Mhm.
he's like really fucking into the
Interesting.
script.
Okay.
So I'm just like, that's like exactly what I want to hear. So like,
Yeah,
I don't know
right.
what the fuck that movie's gonna be like, but I'm probably gonna like it. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking
Two
of
sick
Flanagan,
creators.
he has a movie coming out next year called The Life of Chuck, which is apparently
I'm
a
actually
Stephen
pretty
King
curious for that too.
book.
Okay.
Me too. Yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
about like a life told in reverse or something like that is the basic
It
plot,
has
so
Tom
Oh,
Hiddleston in it, right? Is he Chuck?
I think so.
Benjamin Button vibes.
I don't think he's aging backwards, maybe, but I don't really know, honestly. I think it's just like telling you it backwards. I don't know. But
Yeah. Okay.
Mike Flanagan, I'm there. So
Yeah.
John Wick Ballerina. From the world of John Wick, Ballerina.
What?
No?
Apparently,
I
there's a
don't know.
new Final Destination coming out this year.
Yeah, it's probably just gonna be
Wow.
a cheap
Damn.
horror.
I guess if
What
Alex
is
were
that?
here, we'd definitely throw out the new Mission Impossible.
New Mission
Something.
Impossible.
Oh yeah.
yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. that'd
I
be
would
cool.
say
I think none of us care.
I would say one of
Just-
my most highly anticipated as well is 28 Years Later. That's a long time coming.
Oh
hope
yeah,
it
I'm
lives up.
actually I'm
Yeah.
curious how that would be.
We'll
Right
see.
before that, I see How to Train Your Dragon. Are they making a live action How to Train Your Dragon?
Yo. Okay.
Sure.
So I saw the live action trailer when I went to see Moana 2, and I was like, might be pretty good.
Oh shit!
He's
Okay.
in. They got it.
Alright, sure, whatever.
Dude.
I
Well, because
don't
like
know, man.
they do the whole. They do. It's like ripped straight from. I mean, I love the animated one. I don't know if you guys have seen that one, but
I
that,
have, yeah.
it's a good one.
Mm.
And they basically ripped the trailer is straight where like the scene where he finds Toothless,
Yeah.
and he's like,
almost verbatim
you
of
know,
it. Yeah, like,
not looking. Yeah, and I'm like, dude, if they do this right, like this could be pretty good. I don't know.
okay.
Okay.
I'll leave an open mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
excited,
know.
but-
We'll see.
Yeah.
Right.
This
Is
is one
there-
though.
Another Jurassic World movie coming out.
Sure is.
Jesus.
By the guy who made Godzilla 2014. And like
Oh, is that the Bryan Cranston one? Oh,
Yeah.
Bryan
Yeah.
Cranston.
yeah,
Okay.
You know, I like how is that the Bryan Cranston one? When the guy's in it for fucking like 20 minutes.
Bryan Cranston's
Yeah.
movie though, man.
Yeah.
Fucking steals
Like
it.
the trailer was all
Say his
Bryan
name.
Cranston.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This is a movie that I have no idea what it could possibly, if it's real or if what's happening, but it's the untitled Trey Parker, Matt Stone, Kendrick Lamar comedy. Supposedly it's like an animated movie, and Trey Parker and Matt Stone are the South Park guys.
Yeah.
So it's them and Kendrick Lamar crossover movie.
It's
Sign
untitled.
me up.
What is that
It's
gonna be?
untitled right now. They don't. Yeah, nothing, no big news.
That's crazy.
I'm down. Like
I'm
I
down.
don't know.
Yeah.
100%
I
down.
would not see those two like groups meshing like ever, but like
Right.
just the
Right.
fact that they are, I'm in. Like
Yeah, right. I'm
Pretty
curious.
legendary. Yeah.
This one, this one's up there too. The Battle of Bacton Cross. This is Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie, and that's coming out next
Okay.
year. So
Interesting,
definitely
interesting.
want to see that.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro, Sean Penn,
Big cast.
Regina
Damn.
Hall.
Dang,
I-
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Sorry,
last
I'm
movie,
going too close
Licorice
to it.
Pizza. I love that movie more and more the more I watch it. So I'm down for the next
Yeah,
one.
it's cool.
Oh, it's a
Nobody
new Saw
2?
movie.
Ah, there's always a new
Oh,
Saw
what?
movie.
It's like Saw
Oh.
11, I think.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah,
They
Jesus.
said they were gonna be done at 10, and they lied. They didn't.
Mm,
No interest in stopping at 10.
bastards.
Yeah, Nobody 2. If you liked that movie with Bob Odenkirk. The Bride. This is a Maggie Gyllenhaal directed another like Frankenstein type story with Christian Bale as Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, I have actually.
I'm
I don't know about
curious,
that.
but I'm not very excited.
We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. A
What
Tron
about-
What about this-
movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Tron.
Apparently, there's a new Mortal Kombat, a new
Yeah.
Predator,
That Predator one, I'm
Um,
curious.
the Running
'Cause-
Man remake.
Brave was
I'm
good.
down for that because that's Edgar Wright doing the Running Man.
Now You See Me 3.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the
Dope.
first two, but I've heard people like them.
I can't
I
even
don't-
believe they made a third one, but sure.
The second
Um,
Wicked,
Dude,
yeah.
Freakier Friday. Come on.
Zootopia 2.
Yeah.
It has the new Avatar on here.
Yep. End
What
of
a
the year.
thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I guess the
SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants.
Oh, classic! I can't wait for that.
It says Anaconda on here. Is that
Yeah.
a remake?
That's what
Yo.
I saw too. I think there's another
With
Anaconda.
Jack Black and Paul
Paul
Rudd.
What?
Hey man, I'm there.
Yo.
There's also
Well, I think that
another.
Owen Wilson is in the original, right?
Yeah, he is. He gets swallowed
Really?
whole, and you see his body inside the snake. I'll never forget that image because it scared the fuck out of me as a kid.
I just remember John Voight getting fucking upchucked by the
Yeah,
Anaconda. And he's like blinks or
and
whatever.
he like winks at him or whatever.
Yeah.
Weird. But there's also another Yorgos Lanthimos movie, Begonia. Curious.
Mm.
F1. Joseph Kosinski directed, the guy who made Top Gun Maverick. Brad Pitt. Could be good.
Yeah.
And then another Pixar movie, Elio. Hey man, that's a good roster of movies. I'm
There's some,
excited.
there's some potential bangers out there for
Yeah.
sure.
We'll see what ends up being the top of next year
Yeah.
and the bottom.
Yep.
But all right, you want to sign off, boys?
Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks.
Thanks
You
for-
it's always good to reflect on the year past.
Yeah.
Starting the new
But-
year. Thanks
Yeah.
for tuning in and watching. If you guys are watching, gonna be a nice new year, new directors, maybe some movie chests if we get around to it. Maybe some books. Who knows
Yo.
what the year holds?
Yeah,
But-
that'd be cool.
Adaptations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adaptations. Got so many
sweet.
studio ideas. We got some ideas in the
Yeah.
bag. So
Yeah.
thanks for watching and
Like, comment, and subscribe
oh. Is
this
that,
new year.
Yeah,
Is
put
that
it
what you
like
do
up
on
here
YouTube?
or over there.
yeah.
There's a link. There's buttons somewhere.
Links everywhere, buttons below. You know what to
Yeah.
do. Just smash it.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace. That's how you do it, right?